forgot.
That's happened before, hasn't it? You know, where
Yeah.
you've sat here and chatted for.
About 2 hours.
Turn that light off.
In
Is
the
that
pub and
better?
go, hang on a minute, we're not streaming it.
I look more natural now. I don't look. There we go.
No, like I said, they forecast thunderstorms and rain and everything for tomorrow. And I'm going, well, tomorrow was when I was going to work on the Mustang.
Of course she was.
Where'd you for that? From midnight down here.
Oh, yeah. Let me just check what it's like here.
We're going to find out what Lily thinks of them.
Oh, fuck, is it first time, is it?
That'll be interesting.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Who's in the chat? We've got Doommonger, Paul Holmes, I'm Grown. Oh, hello. Hello. I'm doing my copper impression.
Brom's there. Prometheus.
Is he?
Yeah, he was first in, I think. Yeah.
So he was, yeah. Hello, Brom, mate.
I was looking for weather. Where's the weather?
Oh, Ian was saying that Synthesizer was saying about missing the.
Oh, yeah. Could have been.
Could have been.
Yeah, he was saying on Ramsey yesterday. Yeah, God. Too many apps, man.
Initially, I didn't want to stream at the same time as SOR, but in the same token, you can always watch one and stream one and the other later, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course.
But
those guys won't be bothered that you're streaming.
No, not at all.
We all watch the same stuff.
Pretty much.
Thing is, there are so many fucking streams these days that shit's going to clash no matter what you do. So,
well, I remember the heady days of Sonic State. And that was it.
Yeah, because I remember that was it. Yeah, and I used to go in the is it RCN chat, because it wasn't even YouTube chat. It was something else. Yeah, really early days.
In a different window.
Yeah.
I just realised you're still working on that fucking OB8.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Christ.
Well, the idea was, if I'm going to put some serious time into the mud, because I tried starting her, around about 60. Absolutely nothing. And I was turning it over on and off for about, I think, 4 or 5 minutes. Not even a cough.
Yeah.
So, no sparkling.
Got to go and investigate it all now, haven't I?
Well, yeah.
But now I'm being told it's probably pissing with rain tomorrow.
Yep.
So.
Which sounds.
Weather app.
Well, we had it for about 3 hours this morning, pissing with rain from about 8 o'clock onwards.
Oh, did
really?
You? Mm-hmm. So tomorrow I've got a 65% chance of rain.
Yeah, so I've got 80 to 90% overnight, all night, and then it's about 30% in the morning.
Yeah, my peak's just when I'm going to go out on my bike. About lunchtime.
Oh, joy.
So we may leave that till later on. Oh, I go early. I've got some job, got some parcels to take to post office in town, and I've no car at the moment because Shane's got it.
Right.
And there's too many just to get on a push bike.
I got the courier coming round tomorrow at some point to collect that parcel for Le Mans again.
Ah, right.
And hopefully we'll make it to the US this time. They still didn't say particularly why they wouldn't ship it. They just went, no, it's coming back. Why? Coming back.
Yeah, thanks, Wags. I've just seen that IRC chat. Still going, I think.
IRC, that's it.
Yeah. Happy days.
So Skype is no more now.
Nope,
No.
it's gone.
Turned that off
It's
last
dead.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn this off.
Ian's doing his
I also got
data
a-
impression.
I'm doing what? My data impression.
Lieutenant Commander data impression.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there.
I got a notification from Facebook saying that after so many days they'll be deleting videos on Facebook.
Yeah, I got that too. And if I wanted to save the videos, to do it now, so I did.
I only had 2 live ones though.
I only had 2. Yeah, and mine were 2 live ones as well. They were both been playing an instrument. One of them I've already posted.
Yeah. I think
I did a YouTube short when we released one of our albums. It was the Ramshackled album. I did a YouTube short with using the music from one of the tracks, right?
Yeah.
So, and my own record distributor, have blocked it. Not just taking the money, they've blocked it. I can't be asked. I can't be asked to contest it, to be honest. I've already contested one of them that came up yesterday.
Yeah.
And we actually notified them that we don't want YouTube removed, or we don't want to take the revenue, because I can take it on. I get it on the channel, on the advertising. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my first blocked video for about 4 years, and it's my own distributor. Thank you, Orchard.
I had to laugh. I've been having a quick chat with Jeff Toman today, fucking around because he clocked that I've bought the D50, and I went.
Saw a D50, yeah.
I said to him, "You ain't got an old D50 T-shirt knocking about." He went, "Yeah, here it is." So he's got that waiting for me.
Brilliant.
He's going to come along to Dawlish next year.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this Synth Southwest.
Yeah.
Which would be nice, because I haven't seen Jeff for a little while. So bless him.
Every now and again, all I can hear in here is Siri snoring with her eyes open.
The tail's going.
She's running through fields.
The tail's wagging, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because you said her name. That's what that is.
Yeah, I can hear you snoring. Yeah.
Bless her.
You do that in my ear at night as well.
Yeah. I'm still getting bloody comments on me William Biskinski video.
Oh, yeah.
That's had, 9,000 views. She's good for me when I normally get about 100.
It was good video, that one.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I was just slightly incensed.
A tad.
A tad. I mean,
there must be a lot of really bored people out there, because my subscription to this channel has jumped from 610, I think it was, to 800 and something.
What's that?
It's not bored though, is it? I mean, it's just you're engaging, mate. You're an engaging host.
It's good content.
Right, okay.
I mean, my channel goes up normally about 60 to 80 a month. This is fine.
Mine has stagnated at 33, I think it is. And that went up from about 15 when I started putting the pub videos.
Yeah. I mean, what will happen when I do Edinburgh, because we'll be doing several videos a day, it'll probably go down. Because people that are not interested in that content will unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it will. I mean, then it'll balance itself out, because I mean, I got a message from a lady in Paris today saying we're coming to Edinburgh for the first time, and she hadn't seen me on YouTube. She's seen me on Instagram.
Right.
Said, can you offer any tips? I said, well, we do all our reviews to YouTube. There's a video on there saying the 10 things you need to know about Edinburgh Fringe. Have a look at that. If you've got any questions, let me know. She said, well, I'm going to spend all next week going through all your videos. I said, well, start on last year.
Yeah.
you know. But that's nice. And then she said, if you'd like to, we'll meet up for a beer. Well, I'll meet up for a soft drink, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, look out. Lily's on the prowl.
Oh, dear.
What are you looking at, woman?
Trouble.
Thing is, the way
She's looking for trouble.
the markings that she's got, when she sits in the garden and looks up at you, and you look down at her sitting there, it curls up at here. It looks like she's smiling. Oh, she's like.
If you're looking for trouble, you come to the right place.
Oh, yeah, we gave Charlie a quick brush. So Fiona laid on him while I was trying to trim all the hair on his paws and that. Oh, it's struggling. Jesus Christ. And then I'm combing him, and then she like managed to roll him over and then lay on him again. I've got the other side. And I got a wedge of hair about this big, about this, out of his coat. And he still needs more. So I put that in the bin and I hoover up everywhere. And then Fiona goes, oh, can you do me as well? She was completely white. So I hoovered her. I said, lay down on the floor. I fucking hoovered her.
You should have put the fur out for the birds because they're all nesting at the minute, aren't they? I'd love that.
Oh, true enough. Yeah,
'Cause
because I'm out there in the garden anyway.
Isn't it worth money?
People round here put it in bird feeders.
All right, yeah.
Fur in bird feeders, and the birds use it to line nests when they're nesting.
That's good.
Well, the garden. Well, see, what happens is you get the dust bunnies build up, right? Now, one time they used to get like dust bunnies, sort of like little things like this. Our dust bunnies are about this size, and there's hundreds of them. And I'm forever. I mean, the robot Hoover has gone on strike.
I'm not surprised. It was wheezing last time I saw it.
Yeah. I keep getting these notes. I'm down here working away, and I get a notification come up on the iPad and goes, "Oi, I'm fucking full of hair. Come and help me." Like, oh.
Asthmatic Hoover.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And I think the first time I came, he just kept going. He kept coming out of its socket and then going back in again, and coming out of its socket and going back in. Like, I'm not doing that.
Coming out and going, nah, fuck
nah.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's hilarious.
Look up.
You get out of the keyboard.
Just standing in the fucking synth.
Excuse me. You know it's plugged into the mains, don't you?
He's like, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
You little monkey. You're a little monkey. Yes, you are. You're a little bit. Hmm? So you've cost me about $5,000 so far.
Worth every fucking penny.
Oh God, yeah. Although I would have preferred her not to eat my best headphone.
Yeah,
well, you know, Raven cost me, I think it was getting on for $9,000 just in operations. She had 3 cancer operations.
Wow.
At three.
I mean, that's to some extent that's what stops us getting a cat.
Yeah.
I'd have to get a hypoallergenic cat because they are out there.
Well,
but
it's 3,800 quid for Mouse's CT scan.
Yeah.
3,800 quid. And then
That's
you're told, sorry, the lump's too close to the heart. We can't do anything about it.
She's fucking come back.
Yeah.
All right, I've got Siri here now.
Any food nearby?
No, really. Oh, there might be some custard creams, but I doubt if they know it. What? That's my foot. Ow! Let's stand it on top of Siri. What do you want? Oh, Siri's leaving. What?
What a comedy show, isn't it?
It is a comedy show.
Look at the camera and show them how you smile. Look at the camera.
Yeah.
Look, You do.
Yeah. You evil thing.
You're like, piss off. I don't want to smile at anyone. Go away.
Right. I'm moving my coffee because last time you walked in.
Whoa!
And now you're back.
Ken, you wouldn't have it any other way, though.
Oh, I would. I'd have all the dogs, but I don't want them walking on the keyboard.
Yeah.
You don't walk on anything, do you? You're careful. This move. No. If somebody's laid down a concrete path, you guarantee she'd be standing in it. You know, doing an Irish jig. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. See, essentially what happens is, if I had -5 going to the front panel, sorry, the -5 line that goes to the front panel, as soon as I plug the cable in, it goes to Earth. And I still can't find out why it's doing it. Most weird.
Hey, my 700 might be coming back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he messaged me and said there's a couple of small problems with it. I said, oh yeah. He said this doesn't work and that doesn't work. And I did say in the ad, I said it will need a service. It's not been used for over. I mean, I checked it over and everything was sort of working okay. But really, it could do with a Kent Spong service, really. You know.
Oh okay.
And he knocked me down on price, so he knocked me down 75 quid. So I just said no. I said I'm not being funny, but you know, you got it cheaper than I wanted to sell it for. I did say that it needed a service, so that's what you paid for. That's
Yeah.
But if you want to bring it back, I'll give you a refund. Because what I would do then is I would bring it to you, Kent, and then sell it.
Do this on it.
Because they, you know, one that's been serviced will go for 600.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a bit more. I saw one that wanted 800 for it, which is a bit pricey, I thought. Anyway, we'll see. He hasn't replied to that.
All right, natives in the chat. Prometheus says about the OBA is a resistor dragging it down to earth.
No. I've checked them, and they've all passed beautifully. But that said, I'm still struggling to find out what component is pulling it down. That's the thing.
That's one of the best channel names I've seen.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I'm just saying hi to him.
Teeth and Hair Productions. I fucking love that. There's somebody in the chat. Awkward Teeth and Hair Productions.
Yeah.
Page that is.
Brilliant. See, now that's definitely. That's so fucking weird.
I was going through some stuff that I'd obviously put down and hadn't looked at, and I found Hayley's Valentine's card to me this year.
Oh.
And obviously me and Jane do not share cards like that to each other.
Oh, mate. One of the things that we do is we just send each other stupid cards every now and again. Yeah. Oh, who's joining? Oh, Mr. in Watford. Hang on, I'll put him in.
Mr. Hopalong, how's your foot, leg, Keith?
Still good and bad, really. The painkillers are working,
Good.
but the swelling isn't going down.
I saw your picture on Facebook. It's not looked horrible, mate. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right.
Yeah, it did look pretty bad, didn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, it's just the swelling that hasn't gone down. That will be the bigger concern. The pain as and when it comes is stinging, sort of thing, which isn't nice. But you could almost live with that if you like. But I think I'm probably due a phone call from the hospital tomorrow to check up. And I think they might just say, give the tablets a few more days.
Yeah.
Or they'll just say, you need to come back. We need to have another look at it.
So do they know what it is? What?
Well, they're saying it's cellulitis.
Ah, right.
So infection from the bite. Not the bite itself, but once the bite was done, then even though I was probably once it started to come up and things, it was sort of smothered with Savlon and things like that. But obviously before that, it's got infections. So
yeah, sorry. Sorry.
That's all right. The leg's still on. I mean, let's not worry too much about anything yet.
You going to be at work tomorrow?
I'm going. Yeah, I'm going because I have a very sedentary job. As in, I sit down most of the day in front of a computer.
Yeah.
So, as long as when I get up, I'll take the painkillers and the antibiotics. So I don't think it's a 9-mile drive to work. It's not a demanding drive to work because the traffic's so quiet.
Yeah.
So I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem with getting at work. Maybe pulling the keyboard out and sitting down with that for 15 minutes, then get changed and do some work. So I don't see a problem with that.
Mm.
And unfortunately, they really need me in tomorrow because there's already one guy off on holiday, which is the reason I'm going in on a Monday. So
I thought you were retiring soon.
Well, I've gone for semi-retirement, Ian, at the moment. Yeah, right. So officially I'm doing 3 days a week, but I also have to cover if people are off because of the size of office we're in. So I have to cover. They have to cover for me. I have to cover for them. That's the deal.
All right.
Simple as that. So I think end of November, I'll have at least got all my pension stuff sorted out.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the year, knock it on the head.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Which would be nice.
You will. You'll find. I mean, Jane's retired now, and she's busier than ever. I mean, I know she's going backwards and forwards to Devon, but when she's here, she's got something on every day.
I was going to say, how's her dad getting on?
He's all right, really. I mean, she's not in Devon tonight. She's gone to Southampton because her brother and his wife are in an ABBA concert, performing an ABBA concert. So she's gone to that. And then she's coming back, and then she's going back down to see her dad for a few days. Yeah, no, he's coping fine, really. And she'd rather, I mean, obviously it would be nicer if she didn't have to do it, but she's sharing it with Sue, her sister, so they're doing the heavy lifting between them, really. But he's all right. He's fine, really.
Good.
We were worried that after James Bond went past that he wouldn't want to be here, but he does. So, and we've obviously just had the anniversary a couple of weeks ago.
Is it really that long?
Yeah, it was last Saturday.
Jeez.
Was the anniversary, and he didn't want to be in Devon, so he went to Southampton for a few days, and then so it was a bit tough because I'd said to Janie, because it was last night, I said, look, if you don't want me to do Ramsey's show, and we'll go off and do something that you want to do, but she says no, she was few tears, but she was fine, really. You know, but she didn't want to do anything special on the day. You know. But yeah, so it's a year, really. So.
What you don't said, I mean, it's coming up almost 10 months since Marshall died, so it's just a snap of the fingers, really.
Yeah, no, it flies by, actually.
Yeah, it certainly does that.
Oh yeah, you put a night pub. Yeah, of course.
I don't know if Chris Head can. I don't know if Chris Head can see this. That was this afternoon.
Hang on, Keith, I'll make you full screen, mate. 2 secs. There we go.
That was this afternoon, Chris Head, and that is the red area where the bite was is calmer than it was, but you should be able to see the swelling of the leg compared to the other one, and that's what stage it's at the moment.
Not nice.
Not nice.
No.
You'll be walking in circles.
What with one leg?
ABS. What's ABS? Anti-bite something. Takes a few days to build up in system.
Antibiotics.
Antibiotics, right?
Yeah. Well,
it will, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Half God, because say I could. Well, they gave me antibiotics last night in liquid form, as in they injected them, which I didn't know they could do. They then fed me a litre of saline. So I couldn't start taking tablets till this morning, which is fine, you know. Yeah. It's but I'd say I'm hoping the hospital said they'll probably call me in a couple of days, which will probably be tomorrow, to see how I'm getting on. So I'm I wake up with a swollen leg and foot in the morning. Yeah. I'll have a discussion whether that's okay or whether they want me back in. Yes, Chris said, and I'll also not need to buy a flip-flop, so I can just buy a flop or a flip.
or be stealing shoes off the rack outside.
What I'm going to have to do is buy one large one for the left foot and one smaller one for the right foot. I mean, that's probably the ideal thing, just steal them off the rack.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
there was a great little TikTok video about 3 or 4 weeks ago. This woman had bought. She'd done a job lot of, I think it was Amazon returns, right? And she went to pick it up in her car, and it filled the car, and it was all left shoes. There was no right shoe, and it literally filled the back of her car because it's like a pallet load of shoes. Yeah. And she was basically saying, I don't quite know what to do with these. Does anybody want a load of shoes?
Do you know what? The more I think about it, the stealing the shoes off the rack thing, it triggers a memory of something from Not the 9 o'clock news. I'm sure they did a thing with a one-legged robber.
Oh,
back on that, stealing them from out there.
Oh, that wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah. I used to love the Not the 9 o'clock news. It was great.
Oh, it was great. And she had to foot the bill for it.
Yeah.
Foot the bill. Yeah, good one, Matt.
Oh, dear, man.
Yes, good one.
That wasn't me.
It was Diane Abbott's car.
But
really?
I was watching the Australian Nothing to Declare, which is their customs program the other day, and there was a couple of Indian chaps who brought in 2 big suitcases of shoes and hadn't declared them as I don't know what a Kante is, Ian. You can tell me, but they hadn't done a Kante to import or
Carne.
that. Yeah, that as
Carne.
well. Yeah, that is it. Yeah,
Yeah,
to
Carne,
import
that's
that
the
number
paperwork.
of shoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were given the choice. I think they could destroy. They could just give up the shoes and they would be destroyed. Or if they wanted to bring them in, they'd take the 2 suitcases and go into a room with a drill, and they had to drill a hole in every single one. And that's what the customs didn't have the time for is to sort them out to see if they're trying to get pairs or single samples in. Simple as that. So they said you can take them in, and that they sat there or they stood there and they drilled every single one.
Wow.
Because I presume that they're coming to sell shoes as such, not obviously into shops or whatever and things like that. But yeah.
Yeah, the Carne thing's ridiculous because once we were Brexit, in theory, you need. I'm assuming it's still the same system, but you need a Carne for every piece of equipment you take abroad. So if you're going to play in France, say, it's just across across the sea, you have to literally have paperwork for every piece of equipment that you're going to take. Ridiculous, really.
I don't know.
God, Steve, Chris said you're on form, mate. What a soulless job that was.
Does not like that at all.
But okay, so I'll add these 2 Indian gentlemen were well heeled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the jokes, folks.
Yeah. And we're here all week.
Yeah. Try the fish.
Yeah. It's off.
Right, but she's not scanning it now. Typical. So it decides when it's going to do it and when it's not going to do it. Right. I need to have this. No. Yes. 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 Yeah. Minus 15. Yeah. All the power rails are present. Correct. Except. No.
Trust bloody Robbie to go all the way to Germany and stand there playing a fucking DX7. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah.
Bless him. It's almost like a drug to him, isn't it? He gets withdrawal if he's not touched the DX in a couple of hours.
It looked like a good do, though. What I've seen.
Yeah.
I've not watched a huge amount of it, but I did watch Nick's awards thing where he was handing the awards out.
Yeah, I've watched some of them, but I don't know how many hours of video come out of Super Booth this year.
I mean, there was quite a lot of things that were just like updates, weren't there? So, I mean, the thing, Best in Show thing, what was it? The Crunk thing. That looked interesting.
Remind me, Ian.
It's the company's called Crunk, and it's called some sort of synth thing. Somebody in the chat will tell us. Wagyu will tell us.
Oh, Wagyu will know.
Yeah, when I heard of it and things like that a few weeks back or whatever.
I mean, it's a black sort of thing. It's not. It's in the front room, but
it's not the Waltz thing, was it?
Maybe think about like a different version of a Terra, really. But it had.
Oh, that's right. It's that odd shape as well, wasn't it?
Thing, yeah.
No. I can understand that as a sort of innovation and things like that.
Quite expensive, although it's if you pre-order it now, it's €1,500, and €2.50 when it eventually. So it's not a cheap thing, but it looked interesting.
Well, yeah, it did look like a Terra on steroids, didn't it?
Oh, it wasn't Crunk. It was Crank. Eurograph. Thank you, Wagyu.
Yeah. Okay. So it's rather easy. He's got it wrong. He's got it wrong as well.
Smart.
So
yeah. Come on, you're not perfect. None of us are.
Yeah, but Google has failed.
Yeah.
Google.
You let me down by Google. Get back to your jelly wrestling.
Getting in first, are you, mate?
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey up, Steve.
Steve, I hope you got one stream in each ear.
Yeah.
Jervis, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And there's the other lot. There's Sorgon as well.
Oh,
Did I see them come up as well, or
I don't know.
Or did they wait for Jason to finish?
I think they wait for Jason to finish on a Sunday, don't they?
Well, I'll be honest. I don't normally watch Jason's Sunday because I'm usually sat with Jane watching some stuff, and then I watch it tomorrow. So it's no different. I'll just watch it tomorrow. Oh yeah. So Saw is scheduled out 1 hour after Jason. He was saying that his car broke down. He was going to come to a wedding here yesterday.
Yeah.
He said he should have come anyway would have had a cup of tea. In fact, I've just signed up to play the next Bristol EMOM, which is June. Don't know if I've got a slot yet, but
there's nothing to do with Nick, is it?
No,
just it's.
I mean, he hasn't done one for quite a while. I think
No.
because he is in Bath, which is nearer to me.
Yeah,
it's only half an hour down the road, really. Well, I'd say half an hour down the road if you can get through the traffic lights.
Yeah, I think he's just so busy now.
He is so busy, and it's a lot. It's a lot of work for him to do it because I know he's got a team, but I think putting an email on and streaming it live, and then interviewing everybody, and the way that he does it, it's a lot of hard work, really.
Yeah, I mean, I'd dearly love him to do another Sonic State compilation
album
on Bandcamp. Because when I do my longer dog walks, I put that on every time because I'm not going through 40, 50 minutes of music and then changing it for another one. I just put it on and things like that. It's great for that.
No, doesn't know what it is.
Yeah. But I've been seeing him. We've all seen him at shows, and they work bloody hard, and I'm sure he could do with a bit of a rest after the weekend he's had.
Oh, I should think so, yeah. See if he's recovered by Wednesday then.
Yeah, he probably will, won't he?
Fucking hell.
But very rarely do I get to see Wednesday afternoon because I'm usually in the office on Wednesday.
Well, I'm usually working because that's normally my first work day, so... But the good thing is I'm now in an office of my own, so I can have the phone on the sides with an earbud in. But half my job is answering the phone,
Yeah.
So I have to pull the earbud out and answer the phone. So, it's all right. It just gets a bit hit and miss at times, sort of thing. But because one of the issues I have with catch up on some of the streams streams now is the amount of adverts they put in.
Oh, they do put a lot in.
Things like Nick's show has an awful lot of ads cutting in. I mean,
obviously he's got his two or three ads that he talks about in the show, which
that's
helping
fine
to pay for it. But then
that's right.
At the same time, you get a bloody YouTube ad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean the YouTube ads cutting in.
I mean, I
so
know
much.
He's getting revenue off that, which is fine. But there does seem to be more. And I found that I have less choice about putting YouTube ads on. I've stopped, and when I do the radio show, I've stopped putting adverts in the middle of it. I did this a while ago. But although I tell YouTube that I just want an advert at the beginning and at the end, it's a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
Because I think the worst thing is if you're listening to music, and suddenly this bloody advert comes in the middle of it. But the last one I looked at, which was I think last month, they still put an advert in it.
Yeah.
So you can't win really.
No, and some. I mean, I once in a while listen to maybe an album on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I used to use Spotify and I won't use it now out of principle.
No,
so
we're pulling it from Spotify.
So you play an album on StreamYard, and you'll get an advert every 2 songs.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You really hope it's a 2-track album, but they're not.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, they'll even cut. I think if you get long tracks, they'll even put an advert in the middle of it. People like me don't download any of this stuff or try and record it or anything, but they probably don't know that.
No. But I've never. I mean, I have a Spotify account, but I've never paid for it. I was an early adopter of Spotify, and when it was free before they had advertising, and when it went to a paid, I went to Apple Music. So I've been with Apple Music for quite a long time now, actually. And I'm trying to get my kids, because they have a family plan between the 2 boys and the wives, and I'm trying to get them to move to a family plan, and I'll pay for it on Apple Music because I think I can have 6. That would be, Jane doesn't do it, but so that would be 5 of us, and it's £16 a month for a family plan on Apple Music. So I'm working on Aideen and Belinda first, the wives, because if I can get them on board, the boys will follow.
Yeah,
that's my plan. I was talking to Belinda about it when I was in London the other week. So and she said, "Oh well, yeah." She was up for it.
Great.
I mean, they're all much of a muchness, but having read or listened to the Spotify book, the bad and the dodgy practices that Spotify have done since day one, really, and how they basically are ripping off artists, and all these fake accounts and stuff like that,
Well, it's the allegation that the money was going to arms companies and things, regardless of where they were.
They didn't talk about that. The woman, because she's Pelly, she didn't talk about that at all, because it's probably not sure that it's actually. She probably had no evidence to support that. But obviously, everything that she talked about was fact and true.
Yeah.
And she even named some of the fake artists, because that's about them generating their own revenue. So they buy the copyright. They have these fake artists, and there'll be one musician who will be maybe a dozen or 2 dozen artists creating music, and then they buy the copyright completely, so that they're not paying anybody else. It's just staying in Spotify's pockets. And he's a multi-millionaire. He's a multi-millionaire before he started, so even more so.
Oh, they've got one. Fucking joking. Okay.
Yeah, I think so, Robert. That's what I was saying about the investment into investment portfolio and things like that. It's, I mean, yeah, I did have a subscription to Spotify because I used to listen to a lot of music on there. And so without the subscription, you get the adverts. That's just as annoying. So I paid the subscription, and then reading that sort of thing knocked it on the head. And just, I haven't even got on an app or anything anymore. So I still think of going back with the free one, but I think there's too many other choices now.
Yeah, I've only kept the free one because occasionally somebody will send me a Spotify link and I can't find it on Apple Music because not everything is on both.
Well, Apple or Amazon, I suppose.
Yeah. Amazon. That was surprisingly. I saw a stat recently, and there's more people on Amazon than any of them, which surprised me. So it's Amazon, then Spotify, then Apple Music, and then the other small ones.
Could be. Ain't that either.
Hello, Steve. You're not sitting out in your little covered garden thing tonight.
Hang on a sec. Just got to close this a minute while I go to my Hotmail account.
Be back on schematics.
No, I found a tiny little company that has this IC I'm after.
Ah, I see.
Right, password reset. Here we go. Place debuggers. Right, with that. Cool. Right, now I can go back and do it here now. Okay. Fucking hell, 30 quid.
So Steve can multitask, obviously, because he can sort of listen to us, and I guess it's because if we're not saying very much, the minute we start talking loads, it'd be really distracting if he's watching Jason as well.
Well, perhaps one of us should tune into Jason, which I can't do, and then just watch when Jason starts talking.
Yeah.
Talk.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
Is he playing music then, Steve? Oh, he's jamming. So
he's a brave man.
He can multitask with this one.
Yeah, he is a brave man doing that.
What's he playing tonight, Steve? What's he got on the table?
Let me have a look, see what I can see. If I open another window.
So I don't know how long I'll be on the phone tonight because I've charged the battery up. I've ordered my USB-C to 3.5mm adapter for the iPad, so that should come tomorrow.
He's doing modular.
Yeah.
So.
Good lad.
No. Thank you.
Right, taking this as far as I can today. That is your lot, mate.
Robert, you were a wreck. Boo. How about some real modular?
Yeah. Just search for Get Jervis awkward teeth.
Yeah, as Steve says, you can't as a normal
You can't put a real
chassis,
link in.
you can't put the real links in. Yeah.
Up there.
And while you're doing it, subscribe.
Yeah.
You'll get 2 programs a week out of Jason.
Right, I've got so many channels I'm subscribed to that I don't watch.
Yeah.
I occasionally go through them and actually think, why did they're never synth channels, but there's there's some politics channels that I subscribe to. I think, what the bloody hell did I subscribe to that for? I do watch Politics Show fairly regularly.
Oh.
Although their podcast can get a bit leery.
I generally think that if I've subscribed to a channel, I've done it for a reason and it helps them. So I just
there is that. But I mean, if I don't watch it, then I don't. I don't know how many I subscribe to. Bloody loads.
Oh, I've got fucking hundreds I'm subscribed to. I just leave them.
I go through every 6 months and I strip out the ones that I haven't got time for.
Yeah.
Because some of the, like even the synth, not things like this or PSN or Jervis or anything like that, but some of the synth ones will stream for an hour to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just playing, and they do it with a regularity that you haven't got the life to, to do 2 hours, maybe once, twice a week to listen to. So
yeah, well, there's one here. I've got
one here.
One here called GCH Guitar Academy, and I don't think I've ever watched it.
Yeah,
because I'm not that into guitars, but I obviously subscribe for some reason.
And some of them, start streaming away, and you think they're really good, and then they stop, and you realise that they haven't streamed for say 6 months. So yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's always I can't remember. I know it's over 100 sort of thing, and it probably used to be nearer to 250 or something like that.
It doesn't say, does it?
Certainly going to struggle to get through the Super Booth ones. Not watch each one religiously, but even to pick out the ones that are of interest. I think you need a week's holiday to watch all that.
Yeah.
Can't afford it.
Go on, Kemp, what's up?
Hey, got an itch.
What for?
I can't see where you're scratching, so I don't want to ask.
I didn't think they hung down that far. No, I'm scratching my calf.
Right, you've got a little cow in there.
Boom tish.
There's Andrew turned up.
What long prong?
Punk.
Yeah, he's the one for the dad jokes.
Oh yeah.
Now I've ordered a new LED driver for it, but it's a custom 18-pin specking thing that you can't get anymore. But I managed to find one, so it was 30 fucking quid.
Well, I'm still subscribed to Spitfire Audio. I don't know why. I think I should probably unsubscribe to that because I haven't looked at their stuff for ages.
No.
So
I need to find a calf that can.
They're no longer a British company.
You need to find a what, Ken?
Huh?
You said you need to find something.
Waggo's go, what does your calf eat given that you're guarding this astroturf? I said, I need to find one that eats dog hair.
So who's brought them in? What nationality then?
Their Splice is American, I think.
Is it?
I think so.
Well, they'll have to call themselves Donald Douglas or something, or...
Yeah, funny enough, it was only the other day I looked at Splice for the first time while I was on the pub. And I was on the other day. I'm pretty sure they're samples, isn't it? Samples, loops, and effects, Splice. No, I don't want to sign up. Who are they?
Kenty Poo looks really, really hacked off.
I hate it when you look at a website and they don't tell you
No, not bothered.
who they are.
If anything is hacking me off, I think the first thing that hacked me off today was when I got the OB8 to start scanning the voices again. I went, right, but there's no sound. I'm going through it, and I'm going through with the scope, and there's waveforms there. All the voices are kind of working, right? But I can't hear it. What's going on? Turns out my Mackie speaker of 25 years loyal service has gone, good night.
Is it looking tits up?
So I had to get another speaker out. I don't know what this one is. This one. Oh, JBL. So I took a JBL out, and quite that's where the other one is. You think you have one of each speaker? What's going on?
New York. Splice is New York. New York and Los Angeles. Thought they were American. So that was hard work.
Description. We don't want description.
Never used them, never will.
No.
And yes, we talked about it before, didn't we? I suspect within 18 months you'll have a subscription for, Spitfire.
If it's even 18 months.
Well, that was being conservative.
You're being generous.
I was being conservative. Good, don't say that. I'm not a conservative.
Well. Oh, dear me. Oh, right, where's my cold feet? I'm going to stick my feet out. Oh, God.
Tired.
I've been kneeling since bloody 6:30 this morning.
Don't your knees get knackered doing that? I can't kneel for that long.
No.
You're all right.
I'm always on.
5 minutes.
Hey? Well, yeah, I know.
In about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I've been on my knees since I could crawl. Used to what? Until I think I can remember vividly watching Saturday morning programs on the TV, always on my knees, rocking backwards and forwards.
And barefoot, I guess, as well.
Strangely enough, yeah.
Couldn't believe you were wandering around outside. You need bare feet.
If I wear socks and shoes too long, the little toe on my left leg starts to rot.
Really?
On the inside, yeah. Because the toe is pushed up. What it's trying to do is get across the top of the other toe.
Ah, right, yeah.
It's so tight in there that it doesn't get air enough, especially if it's in sock.
Yeah.
Shoes.
Yeah, I'm a bit like Steve says, pins and needles after a few minutes. Yeah. After 10 minutes.
Not even that with me. 5 minutes, literally, and my legs are dead. Kent's barefoot so often he's going to have feet like Gandhi, ain't he?
Yeah, what's up with
the thing
Robert?
is,
He said he's in the wrong chat. Is he in Only Friends again? Only friends.
No,
only
he's
fans.
in Jervis.
Yeah, I know he is. Yeah, but
what's weirder still, I sit on my feet, and my feet are splayed out flat.
Oh,
I mean, I haven't tried it for a few years, but I used to be double jointed in both knees, so that I could actually stand up.
Yeah.
But I could bring my feet up to here, and lay flat.
Yeah.
And now, like I say, I haven't tried it for a few years, and whether I can still do it or not.
I wouldn't do it now. A&E might be closed.
Exactly.
Jesus, I tried that with my hip and it would just fly out.
I can probably try and pull one of them round down.
Like that.
Yeah, not quite as supple as they used to be, but not bad. It's round to here. Yeah.
So could you sit with your legs crossed in front of you? I don't know what it's probably a position for that name.
I couldn't sit. I can't sit with my legs in front of me now.
You know, if you're watching play, sit.
Yeah, I can do that. That's no problem.
I've never been able to do that either.
Yeah, but not since a school kid, anyway.
Yeah.
No, never. I couldn't work out. I used to get in a lot of trouble for not being able to do it. And then when they found that my hip was buggered 17 years ago, it made sense. It was just like, oh, right, yeah, okay.
Apparently, I looked really weird lying down with my feet back. I mean, I've never seen it because obviously it was me that was lying down, but...
Oh, I saw that. Makes my teeth itch just thinking about it.
Teeth itch. Don't talk to me about dentists. Jane's having some work done. It's the kids' inheritance again. She's having 1,000 quid's worth. It's just the world we've come to, isn't it? Really.
Well, mind you, I say that, but didn't blink once spending $5,500 on a keyboard.
But that's I feel the same way too. You know. Yeah.
Really go. Oh, £1,000.
Because she came home and she said, because she went for an assessment last week, and she said, I've got to have some work done. It's going to cost about $1,000. I went, bloody hell, I could buy a synth for that. My first response. She went, bugger off.
Like I say, that was the best response.
Yeah.
At times.
Oh, I don't know.
I used to love JBL speakers back in the day. Proper JBLs, not the crap they're putting out now. Because it's not even American owned anymore. I don't think. I think they were bought out by somebody else. James B. Lansing.
Or as Robert put it in the chat, just bloody loud.
They were great. I mean, to be fair, they were good for rock music, for hi-fi speakers. I'm not talking about the PA stuff that they did, because they did loads of that. But I think the L50s was the ones that I always hankered after. So.
They still haven't found this chunk of Russian rocket yet.
Which chunk of Russian rocket? I've not seen the news for a few days.
Russia launched a probe to go to Venus in 1974.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. And it failed. The second stage failed to fire, and it's been stuck in orbit. And Saturday, it fell to Earth somewhere in the south of England.
Oh, lovely. That's what's in our garden.
Well, it was about the size of a car, and weighed approximately a ton.
Oof, no, it wasn't that then.
Fucking scrap metal merchants down here running all over the place looking for it.
Yeah. Some bloke with a horse and cart stuck at the back, yeah.
Unfortunately, it was the heat shield, so it wasn't going to burn up on re-entry.
Yeah.
Because it was designed not to. But there again, the Retros were designed to fire, and they didn't.
I'll tell you, have you all got Apple TV? Anybody got Apple TV?
No.
Good series, Prime Target.
Okay.
6 episodes. It's brilliant, apart from the ending. That's all I'm going to say. But up until the last 10 minutes, it's typical one of those things. You know, it's a really good story, lots going on. It's really, really good, but they just don't know how to finish it properly. Oh. You know. So, but it's worth watching if fancy it.
To be fair, I don't watch very much TV. I was going to put it on for the first time today because I heard that the Giro d'Italia, the cycling, started.
Oh yeah.
And because Eurosport, the channel, doesn't exist anymore.
No, I remember that.
And the Cycling Network channel that existed last year doesn't exist anymore. The only place you can watch it is on Discovery Plus. And those fuckers want £30 a month to watch.
Yeah.
I know it's bonkers, isn't it?
So I told them, I'm not paying that just to watch the fucking cycling.
I totally agree, mate. I'm really disappointed. I used to watch a lot of the cycling when I could, obviously. But ITV4 used to have some on. So I don't know whether that's got any coverage this year, or whether it gets highlights or something. But yeah, I was, one of sports that I did watch.
Yeah,
was the cycling.
I watched very little TV, but it was the 3 tours that I always had on.
Well, I don't watch the bike riders. I watch the scenery.
Yeah, and some of the cinematography that they were doing was amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially in the Alps and the Pyrenees, it was just staggering.
Yeah, just learn more about the geography of places than anything about the bikes and the riders. But yeah, no, it's a real kisser.
Yeah, but there you go. There you go.
Nellie's on her. No, sorry, Lily is on her back with her legs sticking up in the air, fast asleep. Oh. Mind you, we saw her doing that in the rain once. Like, I mean, stair-wobbing, and she's there going fast asleep.
You see, that's a dog with no fear of any of the other dogs.
No.
Coming and just disturbing her or anything like that. A dog like that, you can. It just shows just how relaxed they are, and Renaults obviously do it around the house and things like that. Itself, and they'll just do it, or they'll sit there and they'll just rub themselves silly while they're there and things like that. So, but it is a sign of their security, not insecurity.
Yeah, she is incredibly laid back, but very friendly, really friendly.
I was definitely not into the Tour of Yorkshire when it came through Pocklington. But everybody was out with their flags and all that crap, and it wasn't on the telly. Everybody was really, really wound up because it wasn't on the telly. I was just, I said to Jane, "You go out and stand outside." I'm not.
No, I think we've got Discovery Plus because Fiona can't be without her rugby.
Is that on Discovery Plus? Is it?
Yeah, the Gallagher.
Because I've just cancelled Apple TV, which expires on the 19th. Because I'm going to have Now TV for a bit because I want to watch Last of Us 2.
No, they don't have a fair soldering iron. Or what was it the other day? Jigsaw.
Yeah.
I'm using the jigsaw, and she's coming over, and I'm not kidding you. Her nose was that far away from the blade, watching it, going, "Oh, this is interesting."
And did she walk off of it as well the other day while it was still plugged in?
Yeah, when I came back down here, see, she likes to own things, and if I use something, she wants to have it for a while. And she picked up the jigsaw and started walking down the garden with it. It was still plugged in. So now I have to, every time I finish with something, I have to unplug it and just immediately put it away. Otherwise, the little moo's all over it.
She just wanted to cut you some dovetail joints. That's all she wanted to do.
I'll tell you what was funny this afternoon, though. On the coffee table, there's a tub of Cadbury's roses. Blue, Christmassy ones, right? And what had happened was both me and Fiona are not into nuts at all.
Right? I like a good nut.
Yeah.
So, like, if I had the walnut whip, steady.
He's gone. He's gone. He'll be clipping that. He's gone.
bastard.
Well, it was very nice of you to come out on the pub.
Got you. Brilliant.
So, like, if I have a walnut whip, the dog would get the nut off the top.
Oh, I love the nut off the. I mean, I don't eat very often, but
Well,
yeah,
come round more often.
I will.
So,
Me too.
so what's in the bottom in this tub? All that's left is the one with the hazelnut in caramel.
Is that the purple one?
That's the purple.
Yeah,
one.
purple one. Yeah.
And
It used to be a Brazil nut, didn't it?
Yeah.
And they've now gone to a hazelnut.
yeah,
It's progress for you.
cheaper.
Yeah, I know, but not the point.
So it's on the coffee table, and what happens is Charlie comes over and he nudges it with his nose, which is, "Can I have a chocolate, please?" Right? And I will get one out for him, unwrap it, and then there you go. Thank you, and off he goes. All happy. Well, they ran out Friday, and he had the very, very last one. I showed him inside the pot and said, "Look, all gone now," and put it down, right? Saturday, round about 4 o'clock, nudge, nudge. I go, "There's none in there, mate. There's no more." Nudge, nudge, nudge. Kept nudging it, kept nudging. Next thing, it's on the floor. Nudge, nudge, nudge. Okay. Look, I showed him. There aren't any. They're all gone. So afternoon. This is after 2 days of doing this, and 2 days of showing him that it's empty. He comes over, he nudges it with his nose again. And I went, "Look, there's nothing in it," right? And no, nudge, 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 nudge. And I go, "Oh, for God's sake." And I held it down, pulled the lid off and went, "Look," like that. And he got a face full of rice. He only goes, "I put rice in that." I said, "Well, it's all on the floor now." And Charlie, "What the fuck is this? I'm not eating that." I said, "Why do you put rice in it?" Fucking hell. I'm hoovering up rice for fucking 20 minutes. Still, there you go. And no doubt he'll be nudging it with his nose again.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, round about 4-ish.
So, still got the Tim Tams, Kent? Have they all gone?
No, still loads of them.
Hurrah!
They're all right, Tim Tams. I keep winding my daughter-in-law up because she's Australian and saying that they're a poor man's penguin, which they're not, but don't tell Belinda.
No.
They're great, actually.
It was Steve Bastard sent me a big box of them. All different ones, white chocolate.
Oh, wow.
Double choc, single
Yeah,
choc.
because Belinda was telling me about all the different flavours.
Yeah.
Just,
And,
wow.
we go, "Oh, these are the special biscuits. We'll bring these out on special occasions." And
Yeah.
Fiona there going, and walks into the front room with a packet very quietly.
They are great, actually. We do. The only ones we've seem to be able to find just the ordinary ones, which are a bit like a normal penguin. None of the other ones with the nice flavours.
But another example of knowing you're getting old. Fiona was going to Sainsbury's, I think. No, Tesco's, big pudding. And she goes, "Anything you want while I'm out?" I went, "Oh yeah, do you know what I fancy? Neapolitan ice cream. Walls, Neapolitan ice cream." And she goes, "All right, whatever." She goes, "Couldn't find any." I said, "Do they still do it in the cardboard, in the box?" Because no, they stopped doing that years ago. "Oh, did they? Oh. I didn't know." Because another part of my childhood gone.
I mean, my favourite ice cream is salted caramel.
Really?
And actually, yeah. And I think Jane got some from Sainsbury's this time. Carte d'Or salted caramel, which is very nice.
Yeah.
But I think there's a cheaper version of Lidl, which is just as nice.
Yeah, well, 9 times out of 10, it's sort of like rebadged, if you like.
I'm sure it is, yeah.
And that's the thing, is that, you get someone make something, that maybe become a market leader sort of thing, then they'll all just follow, they'll all just buy a tub, dissect it, and
Work out,
work out how to make it cheaper, even, not necessarily, try and find, another supplier, but just work out how to make it cheaper.
But what are the best crisps on the planet?
Oh.
It's not Walker's.
I did like Pringles for a while, but they seem to have changed somehow.
I was never that into
I love
Pringles.
Brannigan's were always the best.
No,
Yeah.
there's a better one than that now.
Nah.
You can't find them very that much over here. But
Go on.
Tato's from Ireland.
Oh no! My missus bought a pack of those the other week, and I didn't get it.
Oh, they're amazing. You can buy them in boxes. I haven't done this, but you can literally buy them in boxes, and they'll send them to you.
Right.
From Southern Ireland.
They're all
they
funny,
are amazing.
The funny small things and bits of crisp, and I didn't get it anyway.
What kind of ice cream is that, Nate?
What was it? Oh, I'm just not looking at the chats.
I can't even pronounce it. Oh,
the good mango sorbet.
Stracciatella.
Hey?
Oh, Red Leicester mini cheddars.
Seabrooks.
Bring it on.
Seabrooks were all right.
Oh, that sounds nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you get special edition mini cheddars every so often.
I just like the ordinary ones, mini cheddar.
Yeah,
I don't actually like the Red Leicester ones.
Brazzles.
Bacon Wheaties are nice crisp.
But you're sort of getting
really
out of crisps now, aren't you?
Yeah.
What's the cheese puff ones? The what's it?
What's it? I tell you what, I really like the really spicy what's it's the really hot ones that they've started doing.
Oh,
they're really,
no. Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're thin. They're not like a normal what's it, but they're incredibly hot. I mean, really hot. They blow your mouth apart, which is lovely.
Scampi fries are nice.
Sorry?
Scampi fries, I like those.
No, I would never. Not for me. Them.
Never see them about, but
like Frazzles. Frazzles are all right. Bacon Frazzles are good.
Yeah, Frazzles are nice.
Yeah.
Oh, knickknacks.
Yeah.
Actually,
the spicy ones are those.
The knickknacks, the new whatsits are like, they look like knickknacks. You know, but
how sad are we talking about ice cream and crisps?
that's all right.
Yeah,
we just never grew up.
Exactly.
Our toys changed, but we never grew up.
Yeah.
No, that's true enough.
That is true.
Native stracciatella tends to be shredded chocolate in a usually above average vanilla. There you go.
Oh, that sounds really nice.
Shredded chocolate. I'm into that.
Make a note of that one, Matt. I might get Fiona to go out and see if she can find some.
Screen cap incoming.
So Neapolitan ice cream is
strawberry chocolate.
No, and vanilla, isn't it?
Vanilla, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm not so good on strawberry ice cream. If I'm honest.
Nor am I.
But I'm sure it tasted better when it was wrapped up in cardboard.
Yeah.
Well, it always tasted better on a cone.
Kids pissed themselves when they found out we used to be able to get it in cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
And the first words out of their mouth were, "How old are you?"
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
Paul Holmes is right.
Well, I found out
talking about crisps and
but
ice cream is better than politics.
Yeah, but that was in the
Absolutely.
days. That was in the days when you could get the oblong-shaped cones as well. So you cut your slice off, and you put the slice into the cone, whether it was a Neapolitan or just a plain vanilla.
Mate,
we
had an ice cream van pull up here last year because they don't come up here anymore. And he pulled up, and I'm going, oh, fucking hell. I grabbed a couple of quid, and I went up to him and go, "Bunny's ears, please." And he went,
What?
"What the fuck are you asking?"
Oh.
I went, he went, "What's that?" I went, ice cream in a cone, 2 flakes.
Yeah, bunny's ears.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I go, well, what do you call them now then? We call it ice cream with 2 flakes in it.
Weren't there 99s then by name?
No, 99 with 1 flake.
No,
Oh,
it
was
was
it?
1 flake, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the bunny's ears
Oh.
2.
No,
Yeah.
fair enough. It just seems odd. Well, you called a 1 flake with a. You could have called it a 9 or a 99.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Yeah,
And a 999 is where you have a heart attack and
they
call
could
the
have called it a
police.
1 or an 11, couldn't they?
Steve Sims has just said it's not fucking 1967, Ken.
Wish it was.
Oh, no,
Summer of Love.
I was still getting bunny's ears
Oh,
from the ice
yeah.
cream van in the 90s, actually. I think you're
Well,
right.
But if it's 1967, I wouldn't
wasn't-
exist.
No, I wasn't. Well, I was around, but I wasn't old enough to enjoy the Summer of Love.
No, nor was I.
I still wasn't even
Oh,
a sparkle in my old man's eye.
You know, I certainly enjoyed the early 80s.
Yeah, I don't know how many people know this because I only found out myself. And I
No,
imagine
Michael
probably-
Caine's just turned
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, yeah.
My name is Michael
Yeah.
Caine.
Oh yeah, all right. Now stop fucking about. Um,
And leave those doors alone.
Yeah, found the bloody doors off.
Coca-Cola. They had their advert, and you know their signature sound of the
I know what you're going to say.
popping being poured and the bubbling
Yeah.
and the fitting, right?
Suzanne,
Yeah, it's all analog synthesizer.
it's Suzanne Ciani.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not a recording
no,
of. It's all booklet.
she did loads of that sort of stuff, loads of those sort of commercial stuff because she needed the money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, I
see,
found out about
Suzanne
this a couple of
Ciani.
days ago,
Yeah,
and I'm watching this going.
it's amazing. It's
Wow,
absolutely
wow.
amazing. Yeah.
See,
In fact,
but
I
say-
think it's on one of her records now. They've put a record out of all her commercial stuff.
Yeah,
All those sort of little adverts. I think it's
but this because this was done before analog synths were considered musical instrument,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But Coke were very clever because what they were able to do was patent the sound.
Yeah.
And then it was going to be their signature sound, and they still use it today.
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
absolutely brilliant. In fact, I've bought an album, a vinyl album. Wasn't in a charity shop. It was we have once a month we have something called the Independent Market here in Frome, and there's a little record stall, and he's got really, really good stuff. Mainly books. He just does books, CDs, and vinyl, and the vinyl is usually pretty good. And I bought a BBC record, and it's just it's the BBC sound effects from. It's just sound effects. It's not titles and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's Doctor Who, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
Yeah.
Blake 7, all of those sort of. And it was done in 1981. It's just brilliant. Like
Yeah,
little
yeah.
5-second clips that
Yeah.
Yeah, my mate.
I can't use it. I can't use them because I can't use them unlicensed. But I could reverse them and change them.
I'm
and-
sure. Well, unless it says so on the record, but my mate had those sound effects records from the 1970s.
Yeah, I'm
So
trying to
it
collect them.
was birds chirping and church bells ringing and all sorts, But you'd have to read up if they're actually still copyrighted.
They are because
Okay.
they've actually released that there's a BBC website where you can go and license them to use them again, but you have to license
Okay.
them. I don't know how much it costs, but you can use them for free for education.
Right.
But if you want to put them on a record, or you want to put on a release something with them, you have to pay them. Which half of me thinks it's BBC, so technically we all own them.
Oh, I'm sure there's contractual.
So it's a public. They're publicly owned recordings, but we have to license them from the BBC, which is slightly dodgy ground, I think. Really,
Yeah.
they should. I mean, they're so old. They should just give them to everybody to use.
I think it's such a shame that they let the radiophonic workshop go down the bog.
Absolutely, yeah. In fact, I bought 3 records from this guy. I bought the sound effects album from 1981. I bought a Scanner Darkly, which is Peter Howell and the Radiophonic Workshop. And the other album I bought was a guy called oh God, his name's gone now, but he did a lot of sort of 1970s sort of. He was a composer, and he originally was a jazzer. His name will come to me, or I'll go and have a look for the record in a minute. Basil Kirchin. I told you it'd come to me. So if you don't know Basil Kirchin, so from the 60s, he was a jazzer. He had a jazz band originally, fantastic musician. Then he started writing for film scores through the 60s and early 70s. Very much lounge, very much of the time. But this stuff is absolutely brilliant. And it's an album that was re-released in the 2000s, and it's 2 of his soundtrack albums. It's just brilliant. So check out, if you don't know Basil Kirchin, check him out. Poor guy ended up penniless, living in Hull on Anlaby Road, and he couldn't give his music away. He'd give his tapes to the postman to listen to. But, you know, sort of, but he was just a great musician, a great composer. But check out his stuff. It's great. It's really, really good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I heard that the Radiophonic Workshop was gone and it had been decommissioned and everything like that, and it's like, which is mad. But it's coming back.
It is coming back, and actually, because I bought, I've got a box set of CDs of the Radiophonic Workshop, which actually Scanner Dark is on that, but I wanted to. It was only something like £8. I thought for £8, I'm going to have it on vinyl. It sounds better on vinyl anyway.
Well, the good thing is it's actually going to be coming back to Maida Vale.
Yeah, which is its home. Yeah, that'd be great. It'd be great if it was in the same room.
Well, yeah, it will be, but Hans has bought Maida Vale.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things he wants to do.
Brilliant.
And I don't think I was supposed to say anything about that.
No, nobody's listening. You're all right.
All right.
You what?
There's only
Who?
It says 31. It says 31 of us are watching, but we're all friends here. We didn't hear that.
Yeah, because he wants me. Because he said, "Can you give us a hand?" And I was going, "Well, from a distance." If you mean by hand, i.e., working on stuff that you bought that's like 90 years old and trying to get it working again, yeah, okay.
I mean, everybody raves about Delia Derbyshire and the Radiophonic Workshop, but not enough people rave about Daphne Oram, who was before her. And she wrote a couple of really, really good books about electronic music in the 1960s. Yeah. And I've got some of her stuff. She did the same thing. She went commercial, started doing adverts and stuff like that after she left. She left mainly because of the misogyny that was based around in the BBC at the time, and the fact that her work wasn't, say with Delia Derbyshire to some extent, but their work wasn't valued at all,
or mostly recognised as well, wasn't it?
Exactly, you know.
But they weren't acknowledged, were they? I think that's their issue.
I mean, now I think Delia Derbyshire's estate get credit for the Doctor Who theme, but while she was alive, she didn't.
But that's what I'm saying. It was a male-orientated society, and they left her name off the credits, if you like.
Yeah. And I know parts of the BBC is still apparently a bit like that. I was talking to a guy who he has his offices where I do, and he's ex-BBC producer, and he said there's still elements of that.
Oh yeah,
that sort of stuff goes on. It's not.
Yeah, there is.
You know, it's the old boys club. You know, Oxbridge, all that sort of thing. You know.
Oh yes. There's plenty of that bullshit still going on.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous, really, when you think about it.
Well, it is. When you look at the credits for BBC programmes, it's a real mixed bag of nationalities, the names.
Yeah.
You know, it's not all, typically sort of English names, if you like. There's an awful lot of non-English names in the credits where, no doubt, they've all had, whether they come through the BBC as trained or whether they've been going to their universities or colleges to get their training, in the skills and things like that. But one way or another, they're either being taken on by the BBC or the companies that the BBC are.
Well, the BBC are trying to work on their divergency because
Diversity,
sorry, that's the word. Yeah, diversity. Purely
Yeah.
simply because, it was white middle class England.
But then again, you see, Ian, at the same time, so were recording studios.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I see. I work for a university, and we didn't have enough ethnic minorities members of staff. And all the time I was there for 18 years, we really struggled to recruit, people that were not white, middle class, men and women. I worked in the department mainly there was more women than men, but that was rare, But we really struggled.
Exo, that might be right as well, because it wouldn't surprise me if Hans is buying this with people.
He is. I heard he was buying it with someone. He's put together
a consortium, as it were.
Consortium of sorts, yeah.
I mean, Hans,
and that spreads the risk as well to some extent, doesn't it?
I mean, but yeah, so it's quite possible that he does know Jan, so yeah.
And he has got a hammer, so it might be useful.
Well, exactly.
It's going to need it because
as Hans said, he said we still can't move into the building yet. We're still waiting for them to get all the asbestos.
It's riddled with it, isn't it?
It's riddled with it, yeah.
But the BBC are still in there doing their little recordings as well with artists.
Yeah.
Oh right, you got Jan Hammer mixed up with Hans Zimmer. How the fuck did he do that?
But one's got a frame and one's got a hammer. I mean, come on.
One of them's still got a pair like that works.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to have a conversation with Hans at some time. I hope he turns up at your place one day, because I need to have a conversation with him. I'm sure we played the same workingmen's clubs at the same time. Because I saw that documentary was on, and where he was working. I'm sure we were doing the same workingmen's clubs.
I've just sussed it out. Ixob's mate was walking around singing, "If I had a Zimmer."
Yeah, I'd hammer in the morning.
I'm going to go make a cup of tea. Anybody want one?
No, you can drink it.
Lemon and ginger, please.
Oh God!
What?
I muted himself. I was going to say you would be lucky, but actually we have got both lemon and ginger.
Okay.
But no, I'm going to have something else.
Lemon and ginger?
Yeah. Wow. I buy it in the loose box, and it's lovely. The ginger, the kick from the ginger, as much as anything.
That clearly pipes out, wouldn't it?
I have a, yeah.
I must admit, it sounds like two flavours to me that wouldn't go together. But you reckon it's real nice, yeah?
Well, I do. I mean, I drink, of the 3 cups of tea I drink a day at work, my second one is lemon and ginger all the time, because it's just got that kick. Nothing else.
You tarts. I think what made me laugh, because I'm now so caffeine negative. I had a cup of tea a couple of days ago. I was fucking buzzing. Because Fiona goes, "No, don't worry, it's not a lot of caffeine in tea." I was like fucking.
Yeah, I mean, all my teas at work, there's 5 of them, they're all fruit based, I think. Or there's apple and blackberry, lemon and ginger, cinnamon, which isn't a fruit, maybe, mint.
Mint?
Yeah, mint tea. A bit strange. What's the other one? Chai. And I just drink them neat. There's no milk, there's no sugar, there's no...
Oh, God. I think that's where you and me have to part company.
Nah.
I got to have sugar, mate. I've got to.
And until you try each one, you won't know.
Yeah, true enough.
You know, it's as simple as that. I can't imagine. Well, I suppose you could put sugar in the lemon and ginger and make it a sweeter taste. It might, like Robert says, lemon and ginger and honey is the classic actor's sore throat remedy. So, lemon, ginger and sugar would probably, make it a lot, I don't know, I wonder if it give it more of a medicinal taste of, lemon and honey, but with the ginger kick, I don't know.
Matt, let me see this. The pot on the mod.
Yeah.
Look at the intricacy of it compared to the Roland one.
Oh, it's a different world, isn't it?
Yeah. But there again, how much would that be if it was built like this? I see there's somebody on Facebook, not Facebook, ProSynth Network chat, plugging a SH101 for 350 quid.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't see that.
Apparently it works, but it needs a service.
And Kent's favourite, covered in dust.
Yeah, if I'm lucky, it's just covered in dust.
I didn't even look up where the guy lived,
He did say, because it was a pickup from, where was it?
Chocolate chip cookie, anybody?
Yes, please.
No, you're right, thanks.
If you could post it, Ian, that'd be
I will.
great.
Yeah, happy to. Yeah.
Do you know it took me an hour to get the that fucking black mastic off of this thing?
Oh yeah.
Hour cutting it with a razor blade.
Jesus. And had it broke at the weak point?
Yeah. There you go. Right there. Yeah. But apparently, if Steve sends the spare one down, apparently I've got to take the bender handle off this thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because apparently it's thinner than all the other ones Roland did at the time, and if you don't use that one, it'll rub on the casing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just something I found while I was having a look round. Yeah, very weird.
You can't blame Hans Zimmer for doing the Gold for Gold thing, because he needed the money in those days.
Yeah.
Those days. I hope he gets residuals on it. I bet he doesn't.
No, probably not. A lot of it was flavour stuff, wasn't it? Grace and flavour. Making your way in the world.
Builder's tea, Steve. We live in Frome. We don't do builder's tea down here. We're posh down here. You can have Earl Grey. That's it.
Oi, Red Label.
Jane drinks some Red Boost stuff. I don't know what that is, but that's
Man's tea, that is. Red Label.
man's tea. Yorkshire tea. Can't beat a bit of Yorkshire tea.
That's true enough.
Good old Tetley's.
And Welsh cave cheese.
Yeah, that's good for you, isn't it, Kent?
That's good for simulating a heart attack.
Yeah, Robert, that's what Jane drinks, that Ria booze.
What?
Yeah, she's into all that stuff.
Oh, bloody hell.
Ria booze tea. It's sort of, I don't know. We've got lots of twig teas.
No, I have trouble saying that word as well.
Yeah.
That's why I don't drink it.
Yeah.
Stand there at a counter for 5 minutes trying to say the tea. They go, "You what?" Huh?
He goes, shall I
Oh,
call
you
an
mean-
ambulance?
Yeah. Oh, you mean this one?
You're having a heart attack. Yeah. You're having a stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's odd.
The best tea always is.
Well, I don't put milk in it, you see, so it's even hotter.
God. Mind you, I mean, Fiona has her tea where you can stand a spoon up in it. And it's like really, really, really dark.
Oh, I like it weak, really.
Now, she's actually really, really strong and hardly any milk because she's lactose intolerant.
All right.
Christ, is she lactose intolerant? I had to leave that front door open for an hour. Straight up. She had, what was it? Cocoa Pops. And she goes, oh, I should be all right. Semi-skimmed milk, should be okay. Following morning, holy crap.
Why does she not get the lactose-free milk?
No idea.
It's just as nice. That's what I have when I have milk.
Oh, I've just been hit up on Messenger by an ex-girlfriend.
Oh. It's all right. Fiona's not watching.
What synth has she got, Kent?
If you see a spear come straight through his head, you know she's watching.
She doesn't even have to be watching, because when I get one of those Facebook messages come up on the iPad, it comes up on hers.
Have I ever told you the story about the Irish girl that I nearly married? Have I ever told this story? So, this is the 80s. Madly in love with this girl. Meet her in York, but she's from Dublin. Go over to Dublin, see her. Suddenly realise that actually this wouldn't really work, but we're still, And as time goes on, we hook up a few times after that, but fundamentally, it's done and dusted within a couple of years, really. A long time before I met Jane. Well, actually, not that much before, but a bit before. And then when I was in Pocklington, I was in the pub with my mate, and he suddenly started talking about his sister-in-law, who lives in the Midlands somewhere.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, she's from Dublin, and her name's Helena. I'm thinking, okay. And we get talking, and and I said, so tell me about Helena. He said, yeah, she's got like 5 brothers. I said, can you tell me the names of her brothers? And he went, yeah, it's so. So it's only my ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
Is his sister-in-law. Really, it's like, And I told Jane, and Jane says, do you want to meet her? I went, God, no. Of course I don't want to meet her. It's back in the past. Although I was in the car one day when he was on the phone to her, which was a bit weird to hear her voice again after all this time. I said, I'm going, Nigel, don't tell her I'm here. Don't. No.
Wow.
It's funny. I'm good friends with all my exes, apart from my ex-wife. Good friends with all my exes. Hayley's met a few of them.
I don't know if I am, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not in contact with most of them, to be fair.
I am. A lot of them.
I know.
Yeah.
But there again, Jen and I have got our Ruby wedding anniversary this year.
Fucking hell, man.
I know.
Is that
40, isn't it?
And we've already 40. We were living together for a year before that.
Well, it's the same for us, Ian. 28th of June, 40 years.
That was in October, so
I suppose there's still
we'll
time.
We'll probably have I don't think Jenny wants a party, but we'll have a family get together in London, I think, for it.
Keith,
So I missed that. Well, I missed that,
so
Kate. What was that?
deadpan, man. You're so deadpan.
I missed that. What was that?
He said there's still time.
For me, For me, that is Ian, not you. For me.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I think we're going to have a little get together in London with the boys and the girls. Sort of small family get together. Maybe go and see a show or do something quite nice. Make it a weekend of it, you know.
It was great. I still see some of my exes when they're visiting restrictions allow.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Paul together, what, 14 years now?
Yeah.
I scoped out one of my exes, but my sights were off.
I did end up working with one of my exes at one point when I was at the university. She suddenly turned up in the department, which is a little strange. Although she never mentioned it. You know, the fact that we'd been going, we went out before, you know, a long time ago.
Yeah. Right, little one.
Jason's finished.
Yeah, big fat belly. Hey. Yeah, big fat belly you got. You gonna come give me a cuddle? Come on then.
Not tonight, Kent. No.
Nah, you're always up for a cuddle. Come on then. Cuddles. Yeah. There you go. Hello. You live for the cuddle, you do. Oh. Bum. Oh. I think I've been bitten.
Excuse me. It's that biscuit.
Yeah, I've been bitten. Oh. Thing is, I'll have the last laugh. I think I've been bitten by a gnat. So that gnat's going to die of diabetes. Right.
Apparently, it's just started pissing down in Guildford.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh.
So wait.
I better go and close the loft window then. In that case,
I'll shut this camera down.
I'll be back.
All right, mate.
Okay,
Right,
mate.
darling. Right. Okay. What? Yeah, we'll go in. We'll have another cup of coffee, and then we'll go up in the studio. Yeah. Okay. It's enough for one day. One day. What time is it?
It's 20 past 11.
So half 6.
I might move to the bedroom.
Who misses?
Yeah, half 6. $17 hours.
What, you working on that?
Yeah.
Wow.
17 bloody hours. Yes, we're going in, love. Well, I'm not working on it tomorrow, so hopefully going to be working on Mustang too. Weather permitting.
Yeah, motorcar.
Aye. Tonight she goes, oh, because she looks at that local news thing that they have on Facebook for the area, and somebody put up a warning saying there was a guy going around in a black jacket with red trainers, trying to break into cars in Scott's Farm Road and the housing estate out the back here. And she looks at me and she goes, have you locked the Mustang? I mean, Yeah, I said, but seriously, can you imagine them trying to start that?
Yeah.
They're not. Well, the fact it doesn't start anyway, but if it did, everybody from here to fucking Walthamstow would know it. They started it. Christ. Right, is everything off? Yes, everything is off. God, I hope the security light comes on, otherwise I might walk in dog shit. We'll soon find out. Right. Where's that desk? Oh, there's security lights come on. Yay! Hello, Lilybum. Oh, there we go.
Hey up, Pete.
Well, hello, Peter.
Here we go. What's that? Right. So make yourself a coffee. We'll go out in the studio, yeah? I haven't seen the bloody thing all weekend, so it'd be good. What? No, there's no, you've had it all. That's the last of the peas, mate. You've had the peas. No, Bob's empty, look. Right. Let's do this.
Come here. Yeah.
Right. Here we go then. Right, puppy girl.
I think it's the nearest I've got to a Wookiee.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I find it hilarious.
Okay.
This one went up to this woman.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter's a lightweight. God dear,
Yeah,
whatever
he is.
next.
I know. Can't get the staff, can you?
Well, it's just because he's not with Robbie. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
that's it. Yeah.
But I always park next to my boyfriend. My boyfriend will be here soon, and we always park next to
Really? Yeah. Yeah.
Tea.
Yeah, absolutely. I would too. Right. It's around here somewhere. Hey, here we go.
Yeah.
Just checking the ceiling. Yeah, okay. Light works. Yeah, okay.
As well. Cool.
Wagyu, you know he didn't keep Robbie away from DX7s. He failed at the museum.
Oh, it's coming off.
Well, you've got to have that doorbell sound, haven't you? Really?
We know there's somebody at the door.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, big go on as well.
Actually, I haven't watched Friday's PSN yet. Just realised.
You haven't missed anything.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're not selling it to me?
No. Not my job.
Hello, Roberto. So, should I watch it, Ken?
Turn your mic on, Rob.
Twice.
Fucking hell, 5 days out, he's out of practice, look.
Yeah, rubbish, isn't he? Yeah.
Fuck off.
Where?
No need to swear.
Oh.
I could be insulted.
You walk back or something.
What? Her walk back.
Yeah, we know you
No.
had a good time, so you can shut up about it now.
All right, see you later. Bye.
I'm like, he's been away from his been away from his missus for nearly a week, and the first thing he does is jumps on here.
Yeah.
And
It's
he's
not
run
the
out,
first thing.
and he's run out of PSN t-shirts as well.
I know, they're all in the wash.
Yeah.
PSN water bottles.
Different colour every day.
Did you get
Yeah.
your
That
water
was
bottle
noticed
back?
by,
He
apparently.
said water bottles.
Did you get your water bottle back?
I didn't. No. Of course I didn't. But what I did get, I've been going through my swag since I got back. Shit. I got a rather funky.
Oh yeah.
Hang on. Oh, it's been ages since I've done something like this.
Johnny on it, look.
Yeah. Hey.
Ooh.
I'm sure, yeah. Plastic.
Yeah,
No
mate.
glass.
Was it glass? Yeah, you'll break that soon enough, mate.
Doesn't.
System
It
extension.
is borosilicate glass, apparently. Thermal shock resistant, recyclable, reusable, BPA free, and holds 3/4 of a litre.
Nice job.
So I lost one, gained one, really.
Yeah.
But
That's interesting.
that was an interesting visit to the chaps at Arturia.
Existing software on your system loaded a system extension signed by Yamaha Corporation, which will be incompatible with the future versions of Mac
Fuck off! Stealing my swag. She's stealing my swag. Look, 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 look. look.
So the NA.
That short.
You want that? You want a shopping bag?
A shopping bag.
It's a shopping bag.
Look like a pair of
Look.
shorts.
Avec un pocket.
Did you bring me anything back?
Did I bring you anything? I bought you a shopping bag.
Fucking shopping bag.
With a pocket. It's got a pocket. Look, it's got.
I'm waiting for the hand to appear out of the side and just smack him.
Just
one.
smack it, yeah.
I got a Kurzweil fidget thing.
Oh, that's useful.
It's got
Oh, at
lots of
least you
little-
can tell him to go and play with himself now.
Yeah, it's a little fiddly thing.
We give them
Wow.
to children. It's problems. Do you know that? You need to pull your shorts over your.
Well, they can't see my shorts. Look, 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 look. Arturia laptop bag.
Yeah, but we can imagine.
You bring me anything.
I brought you shopping
No,
bags.
you wouldn't.
Look. I brought you 2 shopping bags. Look.
You didn't buy them, mate. You got kids for nothing, didn't you?
And it says Super Booth on it and everything. Look. I brought them for you. I did.
You all right, Ken? You look confused.
I bought you.
Cables, well
I bought you a
done.
jack cable.
Yeah, I need more of them.
Look at that. Hosted
Yeah.
jack cable.
But
I
a Jackie
bought you-
cable.
A Jackie cable, yes.
Yeah.
I bought you a sequential shock coaster. 50th anniversary made out of
A coaster.
wood. A shock coaster.
You can tell Jackie's not impressed, can't you?
I bought you a key ring.
A coaster for
A
shop.
key ring made out of a jack plug.
Actually, I need a key.
Fuck off.
A Jackie plug.
a Jackie plug. I bought you an ESI cable strap.
No,
No. I bought you a sequential Profit 5 key ring.
no.
No.
No. Don't get a Profit 5 key ring.
Yeah, keys have stopped working.
Yeah.
I bought you an Oberheim sticker. I bought you some Arturia stickers.
Rob, you're
I'm
not
like-
doing very well, mate.
You do
I
realise,
bought you
Jackie,
a Kenton
just-
MIDI sticker. Kenton, British.
You do realise, Jackie, he's just putting the words "I have bought you" in front of all his shit that he's bought.
You
Yeah.
like that one?
What about I have bought you a Moog Messenger?
Yes.
No, I'll buy me a Mode. No, hopefully, I'll get given a Mode Messenger.
Did you want a drink?
Do
Yes,
I want a
please.
drink? Yes, please.
Oh, yes, please, Jackie. What's on offer?
Two sugars.
Keith wants. Hang on.
Grappa for Keith.
Best swag of it. So,
Is it
Florian.
orange? Is it
I met
orange?
Florian for the
Yes.
first time.
I saw
yeah.
saw his Instagram post.
Bad beer, more like bad beer. See, beer mat.
Yeah.
Get off my phone thing. What are you doing?
Did you get to see Jurgen?
I didn't. No,
Thought so.
Didn't want buy me
Sorry.
anything.
I didn't buy you anything. No, I didn't get to see Jurgen either. Sorry. Honestly, 5 days away.
I bought you my dirty washing bag.
Oh, there's that as well. Yeah. That's already been emptied into the laundry basket. Yes. Yeah. Swag. Swagtastic, baby. Fuck me. Oh, shit. My bite is really fucking sore tonight.
Mine's
Keep
just
an eye on
cheap.
it, Robbie.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm rubbing antihistamine creams and all sorts of shit on it. Did anyone see the Melancholytron?
No.
No.
Melancholy.
The Melancholytron.
Ah,
It's a synthesizer that
just
plays, well, makes the sound of melancholy. It's brilliant. We're going to get him on the show.
makes the sound of melancholy.
Well, if you get him towards the end of the show, then you can finish with that sad music. And
Yeah.
It'll all fit.
Do you know what? Me and Pete were stood there, and we're playing with this thing. It's
Oh, yeah.
brilliant. He's how do I describe it? It's a small little keyboard that's been hand built and like wooden. These beautifully carved wooden end cheeks, but it's got 8 knobs on them, and none of them are synthesizer controls. So you haven't got like a Tacticator sustain release. You've got weight. You've got linger. You've got it's brilliant, and he sampled his collection of. Yeah, he's sampled his collection of Casio keyboards and made this beautiful machine that does sound like melancholy. And the thing is, the synthesizer is free. It's a hardware synthesizer, and it's completely free of charge. But yeah, but the manual is 550 quid.
Yeah, right.
No, this is serious.
Till some
Absolute-
fucker produces a PDF and then he's up the shitter, isn't he?
No. This book, this manual is a book
Right.
about melancholy, and you buy the book about melancholy, and the synthesizer complements the book. So the synthesizer is free, and the guy is brilliant.
The last thing I want is to be in tears. Thank you.
He will. Yeah, he's going to be a really good guest.
Do you think if you buy, you get a flower with it, and you get a melancholy flower?
Very good.
For somebody who suffers with depression, I think I'll pass that particular episode of PSN.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think
No.
Keith is standing in for Andrew.
He's on fault tonight, isn't he?
He's doing well, though.
Hang on.
Good
In fact,
possibility
I would
you
say he's doing better than Andrew.
there's a good possibility you could come into the studio one day and find the synth has hung itself.
Go to the Super Booth YouTube channel and watch. If it's up, I'm sure it's up. He did a presentation on stage, and it's very good. And it's
I like the concept.
Trust me.
I must admit.
Trust me, it's really interesting. And the remarkable thing was, it was Bo Beats that put me onto him. We got approached
Bob Eats?
by Bob Eats.
Yeah.
Probably. Did you go to the
Mr. Cummings,
YouTube petting zoo?
Did I? I got invited. I got invited.
Well,
So
you
what
see.
happened was we went to the bungalow Dorf, which is where they have these little wooden huts, and a bunch of manufacturers occupy them. And I was so the guys at Fractals, who are brilliant people, and again, they're coming on the show as well. I've been networking, bitches. The guy from Fractals are fucking brilliant and so nice. But unfortunately, their scheduling is very Italian. It's very loose. And Chris from Sonic State, again, who is brilliant, is hooking us up with some amazing people to get on the show. He went to film them on the Friday, and his batteries ran out. So he turned up on the Saturday, and we got an 11:30 appointment with Fractals. And Chris comes along, and he says, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" I said, "Oh, we're just waiting. It's like 11:30 Fractals." He goes, "Oh, I've got an 11:30 appointment." Everybody basically had an 11:30 appointment with Fractals. But so we let Chris go first because obviously, they're more professional, Sonic State and all that stuff. So we let them go first. And whilst we're waiting, Bob pops along and introduces himself. And we know who you are. And he knew who we were, which was amazing.
See the T-shirts?
yeah, the T-shirts were a bit of a giveaway. And he said, "Oh, you should come along. We're doing this thing, by the circus tent." Yeah, okay, that's where the clowns gather, is it? And I said, "Oh, right, yes. Well, we'll try and get along." Which we didn't. But apparently, who did I speak to? One of the people they said, "Oh yeah, we went along and had a look, and it was, I think the words were mega cringe." So yeah, we didn't go. We're not. We're not one of them. So, but no, it was great. We had a brilliant time at the Synthesizer Museum today, as you may have gathered from the little bits and bobs. But that system, honestly, Kent, that system 700.
Yeah. They are lovely, aren't they?
Aren't they? I mean, just beautiful to look at. I mean, just as a,
Yeah, the style, everything about it.
Yeah.
Everything about it.
But then Stefan, who's the guy that runs that place, and we're going to get him on the show as well because he's been doing some really cool stuff. He said he started to just telling us what it was doing, and he was showing us all the bits and how it was working, and I'm like, it's modular.
Yeah, but the main cab is normalized.
Yes, exactly that. And he starts doing all this stuff, and I'm going, whoa,
Yeah,
that's good. And it just had that Roland, early Roland sound, which is just to die for.
And then he's just that main cab without the sequencer, the chorus unit, the mixer unit, and the filters and the VCO banks. You just have the center console, and it's a synth. But you could break it out if you so wished.
Yeah.
But being normalized.
Yeah, it's stunning, absolutely stunning. He just set up a little arpeggio on the sequencer, just a little thing going, and he was just saying, so if I do this, I'm going, oh, that's good. If I do this, it changes like this. I could actually get into that.
Do you know what's quite unique about that system? Is if you look at every other modular from that era, the jack sockets are mounted onto the front panel.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have the washer and the nut.
Mm-hmm.
And the 700 doesn't have that.
Doesn't it? I don't,
No.
honestly, I never looked.
This is why it looks so sweet. What it is that the jack sockets are mounted onto the boards, and the boards poke through the hole, just ever so slightly, and they just put a bit of chrome on the head of the jack socket, and that's where it's unique.
Do you know what, Mr. Spong? You are absolutely right. Look at that.
No, I've restored enough of them.
Well, honestly, I never even noticed that, but you're absolutely right. It is.
Yeah. And it makes all the difference in the world.
And in theory, on a 700 system, you can just plug anything into anything, can't you?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, it's got loads of mults on it. Every box, every cabinet had a mult unit on it, but that sequencer bit at the top was just...
Oh, the sequencer's a joy to use.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
absolutely.
Just turn your mic up a bit, Kent, will you? They're saying you can just turn your mic up a bit.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you sound a bit.
But-
you do sound a bit quiet, but
He said trying to break
It-
his neck.
It is I mean, you just walk in there, and it is that particular room in the museum is just whoa. It's like on an altar. It's most appropriate. And their CS80 was quite tasty as well. Being fed through a Rev 7. Yeah, that was nice.
Oh, Rev 7.
Very nice.
Is that better? Does that sound any better at all?
Sound the same to me.
that's what it sounds
Yeah.
to me really as well. It's just the man who was saying he couldn't hear you.
Oh, right.
Oh, hang on a minute. Here you go. This is why. Try again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, what the fuck's going on here? Why did it
Didn't
do
make any
that?
difference, that.
Try again.
And 1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go, that's better.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Robbie's
So I
fine.
must admit, this end,
It's not my fault.
for some reason, the 48 volt was turned off on
Okay.
the mixer. Oh, I know why.
Yeah, Lily.
Yeah, a certain young lady who's not in here. Cool. All right. That's all right.
So yeah, there we go. It's all done now.
Yeah, all
That's
over and done with.
Yeah.
So I happened to mention to someone today that I was going to see Stephen Wilson tomorrow night at the London Palladium, and somebody went. Hey. Somebody went. Oh, Adam Holtzman plays for Stephen. Yeah, yes, Adam Holtzman. Oh, I know Adam Holtzman. Oh, would you like to get him on the show? I said, absolutely love to get him on the show, because Adam Holtzman used to play for Miles Davis back in the. I think he started playing for Miles Davis when he was 15 or something. Stu.
Wow.
Yeah. And they said, shall I ask if he can get you like backstage? And I'm like, would you? Oh,
That'd be nice.
and so this certain individual was her last name's Moog, and she said, okay, well I'll send him a message. So that was it, and I'm sat in the airport, and my phone goes bing, and I've got a text message from fucking Adam Holtzman, and he said, oh, Michelle tells me you might want a couple of backstage pass or access or not after shows. That's it. And I said, well, only if you can. And he said, well, I'll do my best, but they're not very good on short notice stuff, but I'll do my best. So fingers crossed, tomorrow night I might actually get to meet Stephen Wilson, Nick Beggs, Adam Holtzman,
Wow.
Craig Blundell, and whoever else might be there, which is just going to be
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It's not what
That's
you
all.
know.
Yeah, well, exactly. Exactly. Bless her heart.
Is Andy there?
Yeah, sorry, it was noisy here. You guys still chatting about Super Booth?
Oh,
Super
yeah.
both.
Here's some, this view, Kent, some hanging testicles.
Yay. Yep. That's exactly what I look like in the mornings.
I've got visual representation of it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If I do this during the day, usually do it like early in the morning. I'm gone, so
Ah.
that's the world. So
Came home to this today.
Oh.
Remember that when they did because they did the live bit in Pompeii, and then they did the whole Abbey Road thing
Yeah.
with all the synths, the old synths. Can't wait to see that.
Mm.
And then Gringo, a fistful of dollars
Ah.
in 4K.
I must admit, I do prefer the look of the of films in their original grainy.
Oh, this is
fuzzy.
grainy. It's just that the grain is like super fine grain.
Yeah, but it kind of makes the films look sort of like it's AI almost.
No,
Like an AI animation.
The thing with the 4K scan of the original 35 mils, which is what these are,
Yeah.
is that it captures the exact graininess of the 35
Oh,
mil.
okay. Oh, I think they must, because I've seen some where they must have like re-rendered it or something.
No.
Everybody's got a weird sheen on their face and all that sort of thing.
No, this is not. They take the original, well, as close to the original as they can get, negatives, and then they scan them at 4K, so they get every single detail of the original. So it's exactly as it would have looked when Sergio threw it onto the screen for the very first time through the best projector. You know, that first print through it. Yeah.
Yeah, and Wags is saying about Cameron used that on Aliens. They used AI to clean it up.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
On the new one. Oh yeah, Peter wants me to tell you about our Uber.
Oh yeah.
So I bought the Uber from the airport to the hotel. So Peter said, "Well, I'll do the one from the hotel to the airport." I'm like, "Okay." It's Peter's first time with an Uber, so he's got the app and he's chosen the taxi driver. We wait, and the guy pulls up. Every Uber driver I've ever had, when I've got a suitcase, gets out of the car and puts the suitcase in the boot for me, because they know that will get them a better rating and the more likelihood of a tip. This guy doesn't even fucking move a muscle. We have to load the boot ourselves on the busy Berlin street. He then proceeds to do a U-E on this busy German street with traffic coming the other way. And then what we have is, for the next 35, 40 minutes, it was just like, we honestly didn't think we were going to make it to the airport in one piece.
Wow.
There was a stretch of road that must have been at least a quarter of a mile long. There's a huge queue of traffic on it. So matey boy decides to just pull out into the other lane and floor it. And when I say floor it, he's in a Toyota Auris estate, and he just floors this thing, and it's not going very fast. Yeah. And this thing, and we're like, ah! And at the very last minute, he just cuts in at the traffic lights into the empty, the empty gap in the lane. It was bonkers. And at one point, we're driving along. There's an Audi doing something over there, but it had nothing to do with our passage of travel. He was over there, and he slowed down. He wound his window down and just went, and then drove on. It was just weird, really fucking weird.
Pete gave him a bad review, did he?
I don't know. I did say, well, how many stars are you going to give him? Because I wouldn't give him any. Fucking hell. That was mental. I tell you why we didn't use the train, Robert. Because the train is shite. It never gets there on time. It's always late, if not cancelled. So, yes. Oh. But what a lovely few days. Yeah. Absolutely.
I saw that, was it Gladiator 2?
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it.
No?
I heard it was pants by my
I was trying to work out why it was made.
And there's some sort of space chickens or something in it.
Space chickens?
That's what I heard.
Well,
space chickens.
I'm only watching for the space chickens.
Well, I mean, it was almost like just a frame for frame. Well, not a frame for frame, but pretty much a remake of the original film in so many words.
He filmed it really quickly though, as well. Didn't he film it in? I was going to say 3 weeks. Sounds too. Was it 3 months? It was really quick for
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean,
you could say that maybe Ridley's lost his edge.
Well, it's 90% CGI anyway, but but it was sort of like it's like Gladiator was better.
Gladiator was a good film. We watched it at Christmas again.
And it's like, I'm not quite sure why this film needed to
Yeah,
exist.
it didn't mean
well,
to
in much
exist.
the same way they made, the
Money.
live action of Beauty and the Beast or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's about money, isn't it?
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I've heard that, Robert, that he does normally film quite quickly, but anyway.
But like I said, sometimes you just can't go by the title because, like, I honestly thought that, Cocaine Bear was going to be
Oh, I watched that.
pants.
I watched that the other day and we loved it.
Yeah.
It was bonkers.
Wasn't it?
Brilliant.
It was
though.
funny and it was
Yeah.
gory. Jane wouldn't
Yeah.
watch it, but
Yeah,
I
but
thought
it was classed as a comedy horror.
Yeah.
and
So,
That's exactly
Which
what
it
it
was.
He did what he said on the
But
tin.
it was
I thought really
hilarious.
good.
It did
was
not
hilarious.
disappoint.
It was
No,
funny.
it
Did not
didn't.
disappoint.
I thought
Yeah.
it was hilarious. I thought
Yeah,
it was
it
really
was very good. It was very good.
There was a real incident of a bear getting into cocaine, but obviously didn't turn out like that. So.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because they used some of the original
Footage, didn't they? Yeah, at the
footage
beginning.
news interviews, wasn't
Yeah.
it, with the
Yeah.
Yeah.
about the drop off and everything.
Drug movie, yeah. It is, but yeah.
But I didn't
So
realise it
Snow
was
White drug movie,
directed
right?
by Elizabeth Banks.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. It had good
Who
people, didn't it?
It's a great actress, yeah.
Yeah, she is.
But I must admit, the
That's
point
the sequel.
when they Gladiator 2 started, because Fiona wanted to see it, I wasn't particularly bothered one way or the other, and it started in a bit, and it come up with, and I looked at Fiona and went, "Oh look, Hans hasn't done the music to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
This does not bode well."
No.
Because it was what's his name, Gregson.
Harry Gregson
Harry
Williams.
Gregson
Yeah, Williams.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
Yeah. Word of advice: if you're flying out of Berlin, don't put business cards in your pocket. They don't like it.
In
really?
your pocket.
I know.
Why?
I did everything right. Hand sanitizer in the plastic bag, phones out, laptop out, all the stuff. All I had in my pocket was these, and I walked. I do the whole. That one where you have to stand like
Yeah.
this. Did that, and he said like this, beckons me, points me to his friend, and he pats me down, and he gets to my pocket on my left side. He goes, "What is this?" And I said, "Oh, business cards." Next time, don't put them in your pocket. Okay. So I go to get my bags, and they push my little carry-on over to the thing to be inspected. And they open it up. Normally, they ask you to open it up yourself,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
they?
Yeah,
No,
they do, yeah.
they fucking did it. They just opened it up, and they were tossing things out. And they got to the boxes of the business cards, because I took both sets, and they swapped them for drugs. So, I don't know. Is there something to do with people bringing drugs into the country on business cards or something?
Yeah, you can impregnate paper with drugs. They've done it a lot lately.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. Weird.
It's like that geezer, what was it, last year sometime at Heathrow, and he got arrested because he was going through customs, and they were going on about, the 100 millilitres of all, liquid, and all this sort of thing, blah, blah, blah. And they're patting him down, and they're doing all this stuff, and they're asking about this, they're asking about that. And he just went, he goes, normally, wouldn't you just look to see if I was wearing a turban or not? That was it. Plump into the little room.
Yep.
And on that
Well,
bombshell, gentlemen, I'm going to take my leave.
And I shall follow Matt. It's
Yeah, I won't be long myself.
You what?
Yeah. It was a bit suspicious. They're both leaving together.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I was going to leave too, but I think that'd be a threesome, wouldn't it? So,
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was hoping
They
for.
charge extra for that. It's a bigger room.
when your leg's better, Keith, that's when.
Yeah, yeah, preferably.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
see you, and we'll probably compare legs tomorrow, Robbie, at some point.
Yeah, mine's getting
Yeah.
really kind of. Ugh.
Yeah,
There you go.
Right. Good night, gentlemen.
yeah.
Right,
Good
Charlie.
night.
No, fruit
Right.
bat.
Cheers.
Bye bye. And then number 4.
I can't think what you're missing by not traveling. You don't get the joys of a full cavity search.
Yeah, I suppose it's cheaper than paying for it, I suppose, isn't it? I noticed that British Airways are doing flights now to New York return.
Right.
All taxes paid and all the blah blah blah. 369 quid.
Are they really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't want to go to America right now.
No, me neither.
Well,
We've
this is why
said,
these.
actually.
This is why the tickets are so cheap.
Yeah.
Because
Doesn't
nobody's
surprise
going.
me.
Nobody's
Yeah,
going.
doesn't surprise me.
And British Airways have to do. It's one of their main
Yeah.
routes.
Absolutely.
Heathrow, New York.
Yeah, I mean, we've said that we'd like to go back to New York and Washington, but we're not going to while Trump's president. So we'll.
All of the
You may have to wait a couple of months afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. He's totally harmless. He's doing nothing wrong whatsoever.
So it would appear.
Do you know, it was kind of a running theme when speaking to our American, manufacturers and developers. Every single one of them, to a man or woman, were basically saying that it's horrible and we're sorry and we're embarrassed. It was literally everyone.
Well, we're all embarrassed here. I'm not just sunburned. I'm actually embarrassed. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was speaking to Bob Coover from Groove Synthesis, and he was just like, "Oh man, it's just crazy." But we've just got to keep our heads down and just do what we do. Michelle, was the same. Metley was the same. Metley, he said his parents would be spinning in their grave because him and his wife were considering moving back to Germany because it was safer for Jewish people. It's just mental.
Of course, the latest thing now is there's guys going around dressed up as
Yes.
ICE agents,
Yes.
sexually harassing women and all sorts.
they?
Yeah. Just putting a bulletproof vest on with ICE stitched on the side,
Yeah.
pretending to be ICE agents, and just doing what they bloody want.
This is the ironic thing. They're supposedly so pro-Israel, yet they don't like the Jews. It's like, how does that work out?
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
it's like the way you see them in Congress and proclaiming how much they love Jesus and all of this. It's like, yeah, okay, good luck
Well,
with
they're
that.
all losing their shit over the new pope, aren't they?
Yeah, well,
It's funny when that happened. We were walking through where the big circus tent is, and I was with Anthony Marinelli and his son, and I was just looking through my phone and said, "Oh, they've announced the new pope," and and Anthony's like, "Oh, fuck it. Trust the Italians to pick up on this one." But it was quite amusing.
well, there was something
Had to be
on.
there.
I can't remember which program it was, but it was one of those programs. It wasn't a satirical one, and they were saying about this guy who got hold of these papers that have been handed around the various government departments about words that they're not allowed to use.
Yes, I've heard about
You
this.
heard about this?
I've heard
And they
about
had
this.
climate change and
Yeah.
this guy. But one of the words was woman.
I didn't know that.
Apparently not allowed to use the word woman. What the? What the? Seriously? Yeah, good luck with that, mate.
Yeah. I take it there's a child in that.
There is. Isn't that wonderful?
Isn't it
To
amazing?
use the fucking elevator, you asshole.
Yes. That's what it's there for, yeah. I'm going to pop to... I'll see you in the bedroom, boys and girls.
Oh, and leave the
I'll be back in a minute.
Leave the bedside light on.
I will do.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see the back wall, the nice...
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
See you in a minute.
All right, see you, babe. Oh man. Oh, I don't know. Well, I think a lot of the problem was, because they're going, well, if Trump wasn't popular, he wouldn't have won. I mean, no, if 40% of the country had bothered to vote,
Yeah, it was the apathy that really got it for him.
Yeah,
It wasn't the
yeah.
public.
no,
It's fucking apathy. It's terrible.
yeah. I mean,
well.
there can't be that many fascists in America. Fucking hell.
There's a few.
Oh, there's still plenty. It's just there's.
Oh yeah, there's plenty, but not that amount.
Yeah, it's growing though, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, it's popping up all over the place, isn't it? Got it. What we got? Old Farage here. It's kind of similar, isn't it?
I mean, you know the Dead Kennedy song "California Liberalis," right?
Mm.
So it's for Jerry Brown, but it's a different cause, obviously. But you could easily say Trump Liberalis. So.
Yeah, I'm still quite shocked sometimes when they put up where they say what Trump said about one thing, and then you put another phrase underneath, and it's like almost identical, and then it's at the bottom it says Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler, yeah.
Yeah, it's like fucking hell.
Well, there's the one doing the rounds at the moment about the courts, isn't there? What Hitler said about the courts.
Yes, that one. Yes,
yeah.
About if the government, if the law courts are not working in your favour, get rid of them.
Yeah.
So, well, he's already arrested one judge, hasn't he? For going against something.
I don't know.
It seems like these days all I have to do is kidnap you, put MS-13 on your knuckles, and you're deported.
Photoshop MS-13 on your knuckles.
Or just,
you can't do that with Photoshop. You can't do it with Photoshop. No, you can't. Well, the interesting thing was, it's like I said to Fiona, I said it's a bit of an eye-opener, because the one thing I could never really get into my head and understand was how the fascism in Germany took hold so well and got the people behind it, a swathe of the country behind it all. But now I've seen it happening now in America, and I'm going, it's like a history lesson. We're going, wow, this is how it happened. With alternate truth and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, we don't learn it to not repeat it. We learn it as an instruction book. So.
Yeah, well. Yeah, but it's interesting seeing the way it's going on, and some of the things that have been said, which was so blatantly wrong, like that thing with like I said, with the fentanyl. They intercept a shipment of fentanyl, and then the woman in Congress saying that was it 295 million lives, American lives have been saved.
There's only 300 million people in America.
Yeah, it was about 360, I think, or something like that. So it was about it's like only 1 in 3 people are not taking fentanyl, kind of.
Yeah.
But it started off as 20,000 Americans, but every time she did it, the figure just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Another naught on the end,
and it was like, and you think, well, obviously people are trying to take it to task, but the thing is, the people that are saying, no, this is actually horse shit, are saying it on a program that's being watched by people who knew it was horse shit. The other side isn't watching. You know what I mean? And even if they were, they wouldn't believe it. And that's and that seems to be this very sad thing about the whole thing. So like that woman owns that family owns a cattle ranch, and she voted Trump, and then all the Mexicans on was it $3 an hour fucked off back to Mexico, and now she's on the verge of bankruptcy.
Yay!
But she still thinks that voting for Trump was the right thing to do. And you're going.
My favorite is the Thanksgiving after all the families didn't let their relatives come home and voted for them.
Mate, it frustrates me. I think. And Fiona loves watching these YouTube clips, and where they got an American guy saying, right, well, Trump said today this, this, and this, and then explains why it's wrong and all this sort of thing. And I said, I'm sorry, Fee, I just don't want to see the guy or hear the guy.
It got to a point in the mornings when the radio was coming on, because I wake up to the radio for my alarm.
Yeah.
And it always, my alarm goes off at the top of the hour, and the news is at the top of the hour, and it just for like days on end, it was the first thing. Donald Trump did it. Donald Trump did that. Just piss off.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear it anymore.
No, I, every time his mush appears on TV, I just look away. I'm not just want to blank it out.
Yeah.
So, as I've said to Fiona several times now, I said the only headline I want to see about him is like he was fatally shot or died in his sleep or something, hopefully painfully. But the thing is, if he did, JD Vance is going to take over, and he's a bigger fucking lunatic.
Policy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bigger fucking lunatic than Trump is.
At the end of the day, both of them are just basically puppets for people, pulling the strings.
Well, somebody's making money out of all this.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you can thank Peter fucking Thiel for enabling Musk, Vance, and all these assholes. They'd be nobodies without him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was quite funny because when he first got in, and Musk is in the Oval Office with him, and I'm going, wait a minute, he wasn't on the ballot. What the fuck is he doing there?
Yeah.
There you go.
He got a loophole. He's not a citizen properly, like a natural-born citizen, but he still got into the government.
Well, apparently, since he went on his rampage and started, cancelling all these contracts, at least $220 million worth of those contracts have been reinstated. I mean, you're starting to see a little bit here and there of pushback, but it shouldn't have had to go in the first place. It's just mental.
Yeah, but they've been defunding all sorts of bloody
well, I mean,
institutes and what have you, left, right, and centre.
Trump was going on about the terrible the civil what their equivalent of the Civil Aviation Authority and all this kind of stuff. But it was his guy that got rid of all the the people that did the great jobs at they weren't just filling desks, they were actually experts in air safety, and now planes are crashing and Newark Airport is
the first term. He hired a guy, Louis DeJoy, to run the U.S. Postal Service. Fucked it up royally.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know how to hire good people. He just wants yes men. He's a fucking. I'll stop there.
Yeah.
I'll stop there in case somebody actually wants to try to deport me.
Well, if you're in California, you should be fine.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Well, more fine than maybe others, but maybe not perfect fine.
And that's a very sad testament to the situation, isn't it? We've got to be careful what you're saying.
Well, that's very fucking Third Reich, isn't it? So.
Well, exactly. And it's just, wow.
Oh, but comedy's okay again. Did you hear? Comedy's legal again. Speaking of comedy, look at these chairs down here. They look like they're inspired by the Cybertruck. Those wacky looking chairs down there?
No,
they're too far away.
If you blow it up, you'll see it. It's the Cybertruck chairs.
Oh, yeah. The guy in the blue looks like he's fallen asleep.
He's asleep.
It's funny that because when we went to the museum, the Synth Museum in Berlin today, it's in a place called Cottbusser tour, and there's it's basically this massive roundabout with all this, and as Stefan was describing it as this, the place where all the crazy shit happens in Berlin, and we're stood in this museum, which used to be Schneidersladen, the Andreas who runs Superbooth. It used to be his store. So now this museum. And we're looking at it, and he says, people just, they go to sleep. And there was like 3 or 4 people just like fucking Sparko in the middle of this roundabout on the grass with the U-Bahn and the S-Bahns, the U-Bahn was underground, the S-Bahn was going to the top. And they're just like, And it was bonkers. Yeah, just in the middle of a fucking roundabout in the centre of Berlin with all this shit going on. Yeah, crazy place. But cool.
Well, imagine if you went out for some proper nightlife there, you'd see some wild shit because Berlin's supposed to be bonkers.
Oh, Berlin is mental. I mean,
like crazier than San Francisco. So
our hotel is literally just around the corner from the Kit Kat Club. And on, I think it was, so Thursday was a national holiday because it was Victory in Europe. Well, I don't think they call it Victory in Europe Day in Germany. But there was a massive, massive queue of people, young people all dressed up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, waiting to get into the Kit Kat Club at 8 o'clock in the morning. And the same happened on Saturday. Yeah.
8 o'clock? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and they just all day long. It's mental. My boss from Gear News was in Berghain for like, I don't know how long. He was in the early hours in the morning. He's like, I'm in Berghain, I'm having a lovely time. Yeah, great. It's just mental. Mental.
Do some of the bars even closed? Or are they 24 hours?
There's probably some. Yeah. It still has a very kind of fuck you sort of attitude, you know. Saturday night was very noisy because I think one of the local football teams won. So all the cars were going, and then the sirens kept going past my hotel window. I was like, oh, yeah, because it was really warm. So I had to have my window open. Bloody air. We don't switch the air conditioning on until the summer months. I said, but it's fucking like 21 degrees. We went to pick our bags up. So we left our bags at the hotel this morning to go to the museum, and we went to pick them back up. Peter got his bags just like that. And I was stood there waiting, looking at my watch, thinking, shit, you know, things. And this bloke comes out, he says, would you like to come with me? And I go back, he says, can you find your bag? I was like, I'm in this room full of suitcases and bags. And he's like,
wow.
Can you? And eventually I found them. But it was like, Jesus, almost lost my luggage.
Bloody hell.
Mental. But it's good fun. It's all good fun. Nobody died. The only thing that happened was I lost my water bottle.
Yeah.
Which I'm most upset about.
Was it one of two?
One of two. I'll just order another one. But
yeah, I know. But...
The thing was, I remember that, on the Thursday morning, I'd got this big bottle of water that had been in the fridge all night, so it was like proper icy cloak. And I poured it into the thing and I sealed it up, and I thought, yeah, I'm set for the morning. And we get on the S-Bahn and we're just trundling along, having a conversation. 2/3 of the way down towards the stop, this woman gets on at this station. She singles out our carriage because ours has probably got the most people on it, which is about 8 people. And she gets on, bless her. And then she starts singing. And I don't know what she was singing because my grasp of German isn't what it used to be. But I swear blind, the melody was Last Christmas. So all the words, I couldn't understand the words, but the melody was Last Christmas.
Yeah.
So she was singing this, and she did like 2 verses and a chorus or something. And then she proceeded to come around the thing with a cap, just throw in some money. I'm like, no, sorry, mate. It's not Christmas. You can't get away with that. And then she got off at the next stop and probably waited for the next train to come along. But then we got to the stop where we get off to get to Superbooth. And I remember getting up, putting my bag over my shoulder and looking back to the seat to make sure I'd picked everything up. Couldn't see anything. Walked off the train. We get over the bridge, down and round, and they go, oh, I need to... Oh, shit, where's my water? I was just like, oh, that's it. It's gone. It's on the train. Someone is having that. So, nobody found it.
What is this Prossins network?
I know, right? Das ist die Superbooth.
Yeah.
Yes. I did get emotional at Nick's thing, though. That was that was a really touching thing.
Yeah. What was that?
So it's 30 years of Sonic State, which is just like blew my mind. It's like 30 years because it started as a website.
Yeah.
and Chris Midiera, who works for Nick, he emailed me a couple of weeks ago and said, "We're getting some people together. Could you do like a piece to camera and just say, just say some nice words about Nick and Sonic State?" And I was like, "Of course, yeah." So I did my little bit and sent it off. And I had no idea about how it was going to be used. I didn't know whether they were going to do something on the channel or whatever. And then we bumped into Chris on the Thursday, and he said, "You've got to be available at like 5:30 or whatever it was in the auditorium. That's when we're going to spring this thing on him." And I'm like, "Spring? What are you actually springing?" "Oh, we've got loads of little things going on." "All right, okay." So they managed to keep it from Nick and managed to get him into the auditorium without him knowing what was going to happen. And he walks in and he just sits down. There's me, Spearsy, and Peter, and Dave's like, I'm going to get this on fucking camera because I know Nick really fucking squirms whenever somebody praises him or gives him good. He said, "I'm going to fucking get this." So he's like this, and Nick's just one row behind us. And Andreas Schneider gets up on stage, and I don't know if you've ever seen or met Andreas, who's the guy that runs Super Booth. It was all his project. He is brilliant. He's just bonkers. Just like, he's crazy, he's wild, he's happy. He's just a force of nature. So he gets up and he's doing this thing, and he's saying, "Oh, but we've got to do this thing. We have to do this thing. We have to celebrate 30 years of Sonic State." And we all got look at Nick, and Nick's like, "Oh shit, what's going to happen now?" So they run this video, and they apparently had to split it in two because they had so many submissions. So they run all these clips, and it's just like people like Spearsy and stuff. And the last one was Florian from Bad Gear, and it was hilarious. And you will see it because they're going to post it if they haven't already. They're going to post it on the YouTube channel. Somebody did record it. I think Peter did record some stuff, and he put some stuff out there. But Florian's bit, all right, I've grown to love what Florian does with Bad Gear because I now
does.
Yeah,
I like what he does. Yeah,
I get what he's doing. It's not about the gear. It's not about the gear at all.
About the gear. No.
It's all about the comedy and the humor. He's a very bright. And I met him. I actually sort of met him and shook hands. And we had a little chat for the first time this year. And yeah, I totally get him. His was absolutely brilliant. And then Andreas comes back on stage. He says, "Hang on a minute, I've got something." And he goes off stage and he pulls this like a cart, like a four-wheeled cart out. And in this cart is Gaz Williams with a bass guitar and Non-Eric with a normal guitar. And then they give Andreas this tambourine. And there's another guy as well doing something, I can't remember what. And they start singing Stevie Wonder's "Happy Birthday," and it was Gaz just being Gaz, this ball of energy, and everyone else joining in, and the whole auditorium joined in with that. And then Mylar Melodies, Alex got up and did like a little interview with Nick, and it was really cool. It was just like sort of looking back on the last 30 years and how it all came about and what it's become and how people respect it and all that. And it was really, really good. And
good.
for a little while you sort of sat there and you kind of got a little bit emotional because for the last 30 years, I mean, I remember going online in the 90s, the mid to late 90s, and searching for things, mainly Akai stuff.
Yeah.
And Sonic State would always be one that came up with stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was very nice.
Well,
Very good.
in many respects, he started it all, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
There wasn't really
Exactly
anything like that before.
He was the
early
first.
YouTuber.
He was the first person to cover live shows. He was the first person to do like video reviews. It was really, really. You just kind of forget. And he was talking about the way he does the videos now. I mean, there's just absolutely no point trying to compete with Sonic State. If you're going to go to a show like that, forget it. Save your time. Go and do something. Like what we did. We just picked a handful of people we wanted to go and see, and we've got a load of footage, and it's going to take me probably a week or two to get to it. Because Nick has, and I don't think a lot of people realise that Nick is a programmer, and the whole back end that he's doing is a lot of it is down to him and his just messing around with it and trying to get it right, so that he's now got this system where they just film a video, press a couple of buttons, it uploads it to the cloud. The guys back in the UK can download it. What's his? I can't remember his name from Boo.
Chris.
Chris from Boo.
Chris. Yeah.
He does the thumbnails and stuff. So they've just got a group of little people that just do all, and then within minutes it's fucking out there. So there's no point if you can't get your video out within 20 minutes of filming it. Forget it, because they've got it nailed.
I mean, the only time I've done stuff like that is, I like to do a walk around.
Yeah, we did a walk around.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's probably the only thing to do. So you give people a feel of what the place is like. But there's no point trying to interview. I mean, I don't. No. I might have the odd conversation with people, but I wouldn't do what Nick does, because there's absolutely no point, because he's so good at it.
We decided that we were going to do the Moog Messenger and the Fractals Magnolia. And then those were the two that we said, those are going to be the big synths as far as we can. Because obviously we don't really sort of look at modular that much. And
really,
so we decided, those were the two that we were going to focus on. So we got an appointment with Eric, and we got an appointment with Fractals, and we filmed those. But we also went and saw Cornell, and he'd got the PPG 1002, which of course is causing a lot of stink because it's a brilliant recreation, but it's also €10,000.
I know, it's stupid money, isn't it? Really?
Well, it is. But when I spoke to Cornell, and he told me how it all came about and
it's
what it
built,
entails.
We were talking about on Ramsey yesterday. I mean,
it's hand built. It's built to Wolfgang's original specifications. Everything is done by hand. And when you feel the thing, like those end cheeks, they're cast with PPG. It's all about, it is a boutique thing. And not everyone, I'll never afford it. None of us will be able to. There's 102 pit. But I said to Cornell, I said, "Come on, be honest with me. How many pre-orders have you had?" And he said, "Lots." And I have no reason to doubt what he said. So I'm sure, I don't know whether tires.
It's only 100, isn't it? 102.
Yeah, 102. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't say why 102. Why not 100? But
well, I think it's the 1,002, isn't it? And,
right, of course.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. That makes sense.
Yeah, but it was the same with Tom's Maximus.
Yeah.
And Colossus. Build 50, sold 50.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
These will all be built to order, and you pay. You put your deposit down. There are a couple of other things that are worth noting. So Cornell is incredibly environmentally aware, and so everything about this is made in a way that is sustainable. So all the stuff that he uses to make it is all sustainable. And so I forget, somehow he's putting some of the money back into sustainable, recyclable stuff in Portugal, I think he said. I think there's details on the website. So there's this whole environmental thing as well. And it's just this pure love that Cornell is a massive PPG aficionado. If anyone's going to do it, he's the one to do it. And I've never played an original 1002. I've heard them, in Tangerine Dream stuff. But it's lovely. It's just
not Bird of Mercon, tell you that.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you built 49 touch digital controllers, so there you go.
Yeah. So, but it's
hand.
Really nice.
What was I thinking?
I know.
And you engraved the fucking logo into it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And this is exactly it.
Yeah, we had
This
to
is
do
exactly what it
100
is.
of them.
Yeah.
But it was two different files because you had the left hand and the right hand. And the amount of times you put the right hand on the left hand one went out, for fuck's sake. Throw the bloody thing away.
Yeah. It sounds gorgeous. Somebody told me about the 1002 filter is incredibly good. And I thought, okay, whatever. Played it and just played around with this filter, and it's just...
Yeah.
It is kind of like Wolfgang's homage to the Mini Moog, as many synths were at that time. They were like, we'll try and do a Mini Moog, and it's kind of you can see why that is why it's considered like that. But just playing it just sounded glorious. I mean, it was just big and real and organic, and that filter was superb. And I didn't even scratch the surface. I filmed it. I'll put it up on YouTube at some point in the coming days. And all I'm doing is just doing this little arpeggio thing, and I'm just messing around with the filters and stuff. It's so good. I'll never afford it.
I'm sure I've got. Where's my PPG pictures? Let's see if I can. See if I can find it. If it's hither. Well, that's a rare thing, isn't it? The Opheim sequence. Come on, PPG, where are you?
And don't forget, because obviously the PPG name is now owned by Native Instruments, so I'm guessing there's a portion of the cost of the PPG will be the license.
Oh, yeah, swing back again.
Yeah. But Cornell, he's a really cool guy. Again, I said, look, let's get you on the show and talk about this.
Yeah. Not seeing it.
See if we can get Wolfgang to come along as well.
We've got videos of the very, very early prototype of the Anaglyph VCO.
Yes, Cornell's music, Robert. Yeah. There's actually, what have I got? There's something I downloaded on Apple Music of his. What's it called? I told him that it was one of my favourite things to listen to. Here we go.
Did you try the Eurograph?
The what now?
Clank Eurograph?
No, that was one of the things that was quite difficult to get to. In as much as there was so many people around it. The thing is, you're kind of walking around and you go past something and you say, "Oh, I can't." There's no point me hanging around because I've got other things. And then you kind of sometimes you forget about stuff. People kept telling because every time you sort of bumped into someone you knew, you'd say, "What did you like? What was your favorite thing?" And it's like the GS Music guys from Argentina. So James Terrace, who does a lot of the Cherry Audio presets and lots of other things as well, he hit me up before we went to Superbooth and said, I know the GS Music guys who do these synths. He was going to invite them to the dinner, and unfortunately they couldn't make it to the dinner. And then me and Peter both said, we need to go and see those. And we went to look for them. We couldn't find them. And then we figured out where they probably were. And then we never went. Yeah. And when we were on the way back to the airport, I said, we didn't go and see them. So, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's one of those things. It's so big that...
You need to make a list.
Yeah. But
and kick it off as you go along.
We should do, really, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like we didn't go and see Modal until the last day because we completely forgot about Modal. We didn't go and see PPG or the Cornell until the last day because we couldn't find them. And then we discovered that they've got a sub-hardcore, the East German synth, that big bonkers thing that Steve Howell was sampling before he died. They got one there. I played it. It's mental. It's like I have no idea what I was doing. Everything's in in German.
Yeah.
And there's weird things, and it's just mental. But I played it and got something out of it. Modal actually that was a really cool little visit because they hadn't got anything new other than the Carbonate X. So it's basically the Carbonate with 61 keys.
Yeah.
So we know what it's all about. And it does sound good. It is as good as the Argon and the Cobalt for sure. It's definitely up there. But it was lovely to speak to Christian and Barry, who kind of between them. Barry has been with Modal for many years. And Christian was kind of new to it, but before the whole Philip Tayson doing a runner. But I've spoken to him for the last 3 years, every year at Super Booth, and this year was the first year where they could kind of say, "Yeah, we did it. We kept it going." We've now got distribution deals in different countries, and our Chinese backers are really, really supportive, and just the positivity that was coming off of that stand was incredible. So, yeah, hats off to those guys. So they've saved a company.
Good, yeah. I like the Argonate M though.
Yeah, and Christian was basically saying there are lots of things in the pipeline. We have a pipeline, so that's
because I've got a sculpt as well actually, which I quite like.
Yeah,
although they're not. The sculpt's gone now, I think.
Yeah,
as such, but I think the app still works if I'm not mistaken though. But I haven't plugged it in for a while.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a nice little visit. The Love FM. Do you remember the Icelandic Love FM? It looked like a giant Game Boy, but it was an FM synthesizer with a touchscreen.
I didn't watch the video that
new version of that now. I say new version. They've done a bit of a redesign on the case, and it works really well, and it's very cool. 1010 Music Bento.
That looks amazing.
That was brilliant. That was really cool. I love playing with that. That was really,
and I definitely want the Zoom, the poly end mesh.
Oh yes, yeah. I gave Polyend a swerve.
Yeah, I didn't like the name.
I don't get it.
I don't like the name of it, but that pedal, I'm definitely gonna probably wait till it comes down a bit in price.
Yeah, we got some. I think I got them on the walkabout video.
I can definitely see me using one of them.
Yeah,
I thought it was an amazing little thing.
What else was good? There was another Icelandic synth that actually had volcanic rock on as its end cheeks.
God,
that was a bit
please.
Bonkers. Yeah,
I remember when I worked in hi-fi, you get these speakers coming out, and it would make it'd be like something like 20 grand, and it would be carved out of solid rock, just because they can. Yeah, absolutely pointless.
Yeah,
bonkers.
Robert, so Modal is basically funded by the company that Modal used to make their gear in China. So they essentially took over the company. So nothing's really changed. That's the thing. It's just the shift in management has moved, and Christian's taken it on, full time. I mean, Christian was, I think he was he was a sales manager or something within Modal, and then when this whole thing,
have they still got is the UK operation still based in Bristol then?
I think they still have something in the UK. Yeah, but it's the Chinese company that they were using for a number of years to actually produce their stuff. I say Chinese, they're Hong Kong, which I know that to some people they're maybe,
but...
yeah. So yes, it's all good in the hood, as they say. What else did we almost missed out on some other bits? Those Yamaha programmers. Oh, Kent, you'd have fucking loved them.
I bet.
They are. They had an Analog Solutions feel to them. The build quality and the design. There's a guy called Robert Skuryank, I think, if I've pronounced his name correctly, who's done an FS1R controller, and he's also done a TX816 controller.
Yeah,
he's like a one-man guy, and he's developed all this stuff, and he's programmed. Everything that sits behind it he's done himself. But the actual interface is, it's got the feel. I mean, it's good, but it's got the feel of somebody that's done it in his shed. You know what I mean? I'm not being disrespectful, but
yeah,
it's kind of got that self-made thing.
Yeah.
Whereas the guy in Japan who's done these PG, called the PG-ANX and the PG-FMX controllers, they look like they've come out of a factory. They look immaculate, and every function is exposed in a knob switch button. Even the screen on the FM one, when you turn the algorithm, it just shows all the different algorithms that you're going through. They were so beautiful. It was Manny that said to me, he said, "Have you been to Yamaha yet?" And I said, "No," because I didn't think they were doing anything other than Montage 3.0.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, go. You will smile." Were Manny's words. "You will smile."
Yeah.
Okay. And I got really excited because I thought, oh, maybe they've brought the VP1 from the museum. Because they do tend to sometimes bring, a little something special. I thought, I could go play a VP1. For a brief second, I was disappointed that they hadn't. And then, these controllers was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. Yeah, it's really, I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll never, ever go into production, but.
Well, yeah. I've just confirmed. It wasn't a PPG 1002 that I worked on.
Oh, right.
It was the PPG 1003.
Okay.
Which is the Sonic Carrier.
Okay.
That was so clever. Clever electronics.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he knew his onions.
Oh, yeah. He basically sort of made a sort of CPU using logic ICs.
Yeah.
Stacked on top of each other and wires coming off them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
incredible. Yeah. He was a million years ahead of his time. He really was.
Yeah, absolutely. He's up there for me. You've got that sort of pantheon of designers, Bob, Dave, Tom, Wolfgang, Vogel, and there's probably a couple of others you could probably toss in that bucket. But
and his iOS apps you can no longer get were groundbreaking. It's really sad. You can't get them anymore. I have them on an iPad, but you can no longer buy them or download them. So.
Yeah.
The one that's all phonemes and stuff called Phonem. Holy shit! One of the coolest synthesizers I ever played.
Yeah.
It's bonkers.
So I'm now just waiting for UPS to
right, girlfriends. I'm gonna go to bed.
All right, mate.
You appear to have already.
I know, and while I'm lying here, I'm feeling tighter and tighter, and I'm thinking, I'm going to get me Jim Jams. I'm going to go and do a Jason, and I'm going to go to sleep. So catch y'all later.
All right, darling.
See you later.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
The hell is that? Oh yeah.
So my Polybrute 12 got stuck.
Oh yeah, in customs, wasn't it?
Yeah. And whilst I was in Berlin, I think I deciphered what exactly they wanted from me. So I sent it all over to them.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that it's going to get cleared.
Right.
Today or tomorrow. And at the moment, it's just had another scan about half an hour ago. And it just says in warehouse. So I'm hoping tomorrow morning I might actually get a message that says it's out for delivery.
Well, that'd be cool.
Finally. It's mental because on the documents it just says, warranty repair being returned to customer. And yet what they wanted from me was the customs invoice for when it went out for repair, a declaration that I gave UPS permission to manage all of this and what my EORI number was and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then they wanted something else. I can't remember what it was, but I sent that all to them. And I've heard nothing since. Oh. So my concern is that it sits there in the warehouse and it's when they start charging, because it's something like £15 a day that they'll start charging until it's resolved. Oh, here's a funny thing. I had that problem with my headphones with the caps, the slidey caps splitting. So one went, I had it repaired under warranty. We had to send the headphones off to get them repaired, which was stupid, and then they sent them back. So the other side went, and so instead of doing it under warranty, I just bought another pair of slider caps, and then emailed Bayer Dynamic directly and complained, very politely, but I complained.
Yes.
They got back to me and said, "Oh, we're terribly sorry," and they gave some explanations, and it was all very nice. And they said, "We'd like to offer you a goodwill gesture. We'll send you a set of free slider caps." So I said, "Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much." But they said, "We will only ship it to the EU. We won't ship outside of the EU." I have no idea why that is. So I said, "Okay, well, next week I'm in Berlin. So ship them to my hotel. And I can pick them up there and take them home with me. They'll be fine."
Yeah.
"Oh, that's brilliant." The guy on the other end of the email said, "That's fantastic. I'll sort that out for you." So he does.
Yeah.
And the last time I checked, they're being delivered to the hotel tomorrow.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So I said to the hotel, I said, "I've got a package that was supposed to be delivered to me whilst I was here, but it looks like it's coming tomorrow, and obviously I won't be here. Would you be able to forward it on to me and I'll cover any costs?" And they said, "No, if the recipient isn't checked into the hotel, we have to reject the package." So it'll get rejected, get sent back to Bayer.
Yeah.
Fuck knows what'll happen from there.
And then they won't ship it to you because you're now outside the EU.
No, exactly. So,
fuck's sake.
Luckily, I think I'm going to ask Stefan, who's the guy that runs that museum we were at today, and I'll say, "Can you take it and then send it on to me, and I'll PayPal you the difference or whatever it is."
Bloody hell, mate!
Just for these tiny. I said to them, "This is terrible that they've broken twice within a year." And they said, "Well, they shouldn't do that." I said, "I know, but they did."
Yeah.
And they said, "Yeah, generally the number one reason is if you overextend. So if you basically take them like from here and then go like this, that puts undue stress. Fine. But when I take these off, I do this. I literally slide them off my ears.
Yeah.
And when I put them on, I slide them over my ears. I don't go. So
it don't make sense, mate.
No, it's not good.
I don't know.
People.
What time is it?
It is nearly 1 o'clock.
It was ATV at Super Booth, the guys that make the A-frame?
I don't think so.
No, probably not. I was
No.
just curious. Yeah. They didn't go to NAMM, so just wondered.
No, I don't recall seeing them anywhere.
Did you see that company that makes the digital hang drum?
Nope.
That thing's really cool.
No, I don't recall seeing that there. Korg are apparently giving away free rack holders, cable holders in a sort of rack form.
Yeah.
But they weren't doing it whenever we went past, and we passed them quite a bit.
Actually, talking of Korg, I heard on the grapevine that the 3300s that they're doing are going to be name sales only.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen people posting pictures on Facebook, and they're nobody that I fucking know.
Don't know. So, and I think they've made, what was it, 50 of them or something?
Again, don't know.
Yeah. No, I heard on the grapevine it was going to be names. They weren't going to. Well, they're clearly not going to be. Available for you to order one if you had the money to hand.
I've seen at least a couple of people.
Yeah, I saw one on Facebook as well. Yeah,
of their 3300s,
and it turning up with the flight case and everything like that, and then set up in his front room kind of thing.
But certainly not people that I would know.
I don't know. No idea.
Yes.
So
that wasn't there this year. They didn't even bother to bring one of those.
Well, apparently, like Native says, he thinks they've already sold.
Yeah,
sold already.
Korgs. The Korg stand at Super Booth is always run by the distributor rather than Korg itself. So there's nobody there. There's Luke's not there. None of the guys are there, and it's just basically here's all our kit. That's it. But at least they showed up. Unlike Roland. I mean, Yamaha always put in a massive. They take up half of this big room.
Yeah.
Because it's all Yamahas, like pianos and montages and all the other bits. And then, of course, the Steinberg stuff is all attached to it as well. Because
it's all tied in there, isn't it?
All tied in.
Did you try that Korg resonator box that finally came out?
Yeah, well, it's not out yet. It's going to be out Q1 next year. But then they said that, sorry?
Was it cool, or was it just okay?
Yeah, it's all right actually. It's moved on. So last year it still looked like a prototype product. This year it actually looks like a thing that you can, that you can buy. It sounds good. It sounds different. I was watching because again that was one of the things that every time you walk by. There was always lots of people there, and so it was very difficult to kind of get in, and unless you stood around waiting.
Effects, right?
Yep.
Cool.
And you can adjust the tines. So if you slacken off the tension on the tines, you can start making very percussive sounds. And some of the demonstrations I was hearing as I was walking past sounded really, really good. Very interesting. I tell you what,
so you can make some really tight and some loose.
Yeah.
Melodic and percussive.
Yeah. Cool. I played today. I played a Hacken Continuum that was hooked up to one of those Ond. I don't know if it's pronounced ONDE.
Martineau?
Yeah. No. These are like resonators. They're shaped a bit like the back end of a grand piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the something of life in French.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But I played one of those connected to one of those. I played a Hacken connected to one of those.
Those are cool.
That was really nice. I'm not particularly a fan of the Hacken and all that foamy stuff.
It's all visual. You can't. There's no landmarks tactile, so you have to stare at to play it.
Yeah. But it was interesting, and the sound was incredible. Really good.
Yeah, they're really cool. Well, it's that engine they put in the Osmos. It's great. It's just
yeah.
super cool.
That was quite fun.
Yeah, I do wonder sometimes if I should have stuck it out with the Osmos more, but
especially now they have all these extra things for it.
Yeah.
It's getting better and better and better. So.
Because it's weird because at the time I was going, I should stick this out. I should master this. But then it was like, but I don't like any of the sounds it's doing.
Not one, huh? It has a lot of stuff in it.
Oh yeah, but I just wasn't really feeling it. It's weird. So, but then again, that's why we have different kinds of synthesizers, because we have different horses for different courses.
Indeed.
So,
sure. Yeah.
I love that Messenger. I think it's really sweet.
Honestly, the Messenger is going to be a rip-roaring success.
Yeah.
Because
it would have been cheaper if not for tariffs, right?
Say again?
It's supposed to be cheaper, but tariffs fucked it up, right?
Yeah, so we got told a price some while back, and then a few weeks later we got told a new price which was higher. But I mean, even so, I mean, $699 UK, €849, $899 US, and you're getting a really great monophonic Moog synth. And a lot of people have been, I saw some stupid comment on some Moog fan group or something on Facebook that essentially said, I haven't played one, but it looks plasticky. And isn't half the thing about Moog its looks?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hang on a minute. Cast your mind back to the Polymoog. Cast your mind back to the Sonic 6. Cast your mind... Really?
Yeah.
When you pick the Messenger up, it feels like a proper synth. You know, it's got some heft to it.
Yeah.
And the top panel is metal. The chassis is glass reinforced plastic. So it's a solid thing.
Yeah.
Also, they fixed the filter with bass compensation, right? So that's cool.
Exactly. There's a bass compensation button. So as soon as you can press that, and all of a sudden that big bottom end comes back when the resonance is turned right up.
Yeah, that's great.
It was really good. I mean, you'll hear it in the demo when Eric is playing it. It's so good. And then when you see, you know, we saw Lisa play it a few times.
Yeah. She's
doing the whole stank face when she's doing it. You know this is good because she's pulling all those faces.
Well, I know because I was saying to Andrew, because he was saying, you know, he really wants to have an actual Model D.
Mm.
And I was saying, you might as well get this.
Get this. No, seriously, get this.
Because at the end of the day, I said, remember that, you know, even with the Model D, if you want to have modulation of any description, you're down to 2 VCOs, boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're going to lose number 3.
Exactly.
Whereas this has got separate LFOs.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's got 4 different types of filter.
Well, there was a couple of sounds that I heard on it, and it had this... It was like a bass note thing that somebody was playing, and it had this rubbery twang to it that reminded me of the Roland System 100, which is a delicious sound. By the way.
Yeah.
And this was producing that kind of sound, going, "Oh yeah, I can see myself putting a sequencer on this."
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Oh, it's really nice.
Yeah, I really do like it, and it's not one of those bank breaking kind of prices.
No.
Because I had said to myself, I'm not going to buy any more stuff because I got too much stuff. I'm not using enough of it as it is. But this came along and I've gone, I can get rid of something else and get this instead.
Yeah.
And replace rather than just buy and actually.
Yeah.
And I got things here that will, you know, more than pay for it.
Yeah.
As well.
I mean, I've never owned a Moog synth, but now I know I can and I will. It has that Moog sound.
Yeah.
And
but see, the other thing is, I've got a Model D, but I don't use it for playing.
Mm-hmm.
It's my mum bought it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I restored it, and it's like, you know, and I don't use it. I don't play it. It's just a thing. So it'd be nice to have a Moog machine that I can actually use in anger.
Yeah. Yeah,
because I always found the Prodigy not quite enough.
Yeah,
at the
Played
time.
One of those today.
Yeah,
Played one of those today.
Well, a Prodigy 35 years ago. Yeah, cool, but it's not enough today.
No.
Yeah, I love the cross model. You know that.
Yeah.
I
Ken,
always
do you like the
that.
multi-mode?
Yes, I had one. I did have
That
one.
Aftertouch, right?
Yeah, and they that Polymoog glide strip type thing that they had down the side.
Messenger has aftertouch.
Yeah, I think no, this is ticking all the boxes.
Yeah,
and for a fraction of the money. I mean, you try and find a multi-mode for 600 quid.
Exactly.
You ain't going to find one. I think
I think I said
up there, no?
Yeah, I think I said before it got announced that there was going to be this thing and it was going to split people.
Yeah.
One way or the other. They were either going to say, "Oh, this is cheap Chinese rubbish," which it isn't, or it's a Moog for the masses, which is.
I got this line for ramen. It's crazy. Ramen, ramen, ramen. Ramen, ramen, ramen.
Yeah.
But yeah, this it really is. It's just like this is a Moog for everyone, and that's clearly what they wanted.
I'll be honest with you. If you'd said to me, there's a new Moog synth coming out and it's 699, I would immediately think of some sort of like little desktop thing, or something made from plastic and does this when you move it, all that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But what I was seeing and what I was hearing, I was going, they're probably making almost nothing on these, but they're kicking into it's sort of like try to grab back some of the market.
I think that they will probably make a reasonable amount on this because there are enough. It's like that some of the buttons made me think, oh yeah, mate, if that had been old Moog, those buttons would have been slightly better. It's not that they're awful. It's just that they've not indulged, shall we say, in the quality of that
I know what you mean.
Associate with the brand. So everything is completely functional. Everything works. Everything is good. But maybe the old Moog will have just used a slightly better quality switch or a slightly better quality knob or something.
Yeah.
But this has everything you'd expect from a Moog right there. There's no screen of any sort. It is a completely hands-on. It's a mini Moog style synth, and it has big low end, and it can do searing leads and everything else in between. The filter is gorgeous, and you can switch between the 4-pole and the 2-pole, the low pass, the band pass. It is really,
it's covering
really
all
nice.
the bases.
It is. It is ticking all the boxes.
Yeah.
It really is. And for that price, if you're looking for a Moog mono synth, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
And I think, Jack was there. I didn't get a chance to speak to him, unfortunately. But Jack O'Donnell was there this year, and I think what he's gone down and said is we need to build a synth to a price point that everybody can afford, so we can get a Moog synth into every house, into every studio.
Yeah. But this is why I think they're not actually making a lot on each unit, and the business model is make a little bit on the synth rather than making a reasonable amount. Make a little bit, but then sell fucking bucket loads of them.
Yeah.
And do it that way around.
Yeah.
And
but
they
need to make money.
Sell these. They are going to sell these.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, people are buying them already. I know at least 2 or 3 people have already ordered these. So that's all you need.
Indeed.
Yeah, but you know what? The Slim Fatty didn't grab me. But this little bastard did. I'm hearing sounds from it going, ooh, that kind of thing. So
there's also, and I can't say exactly what it is, but there is another mono synth that is coming back from the dead very soon, and it's quite exciting. an old thing that isn't made anymore, but is going to be remanufactured.
Really?
Electrocomp, maybe?
Sorry?
Electrocomp? EM?
Nope. No. Nothing like that. Oh, I tell you what I played today. A Vermona, an original Vermona mono synth.
Mm.
You know, with the how to describe it? You know, it's almost looked like a bit like a Selena.
Yeah.
You know, with that front panel. Never played one of those before. Played one today. Yeah. And I played. Was it a Selena string synth? I think that was a Selena. And an SH2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bunch of firsts.
Yeah, the Timberwolf is coming back.
Well, Jesus, honestly, that Novation Swifty edition, Jesus. That looks like a Timberwolf.
Yeah, that's sort of like...
That's a weird one.
I wasn't mad on the design of that at all. Well, the colour scheme on it.
When we saw it come through...
Looks like something the dog had thrown up, to be honest.
Yeah. We get a list of like all new releases that are coming up over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
And when that came through the other week and it said Novation Base Station 2 Swifty Edition, I was like, oh God, they've done a collaboration with fucking Taylor Swift.
Oh, right.
That's honestly what I thought. I had no idea. And then Peter and I went into the Novation room on Thursday or Friday. And we're all looking at this thing and we're going, yeah, I have no idea who this guy is, this Ian Swifty, whatever his name is. And then I think it might have been Jim Glue turned around and said, oh, it's probably that bloke over there, because they've got a bloke on the other side of the room doing some artwork.
Right.
And I looked over and I looked at this guy and I was like, yeah, could be. I went online that night and checked on Google. It was that guy. I basically said out loud with him like 3 feet away from me, I've no idea who this guy is. And he was right fucking behind me. Oops.
Oh, well, it happens.
Well, it's like when Casio had that limited edition XWP1 custom painted by these 2 New York artists that looked ugly as fuck. And I complained about it on Facebook. They kicked me out of the group. I'm like, it's just an opinion. It's an ugly synth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so you're talking about some sort of mono synth that's making a comeback. Was it massively popular, or is it sort of like a bit more...
I think it was quietly popular. Yeah. I'm getting one. One's coming over, so I'll share it with you when it arrives. But yeah, there were some interesting things that we got access to that are future things.
But there's one I can think of that.
I bet you won't think of this one.
No, but there was one I could think of, and I thought, that'd be nice to come back. And I thought, no, because they've already made a next gen that was just as good, but it had a hell of a lot more in it. So it's probably not going to be that. Is it a Roland?
No.
Oh.
No, it's not a Roland.
Oh, well, we'll just
Roland weren't there.
Roland no, they weren't there, were they? Oh, we'll just have to wait and see.
Indeed.
Yeah. Done it before. Do it again.
Yeah. Right, I think I'm going to go to bed because I've got to be up in the morning.
Here. I started work at 6:30 this morning.
Oh, Jesus.
And worked until what? 11, half 11?
Yeah.
So, I'm done. I'm really done.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for the pub.
Yeah, no probs, babe. All right, take care. Right. All right, dear.
I will see you around at some point.
Indeed. Take care, everyone.
Cool.
Look after
see you
yourselves.
later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.